Hi, thanks for joining us on Burning Bridges podcast. I'm Timana.
And I'm Renee.
We created this podcast because I've always been curious on what people have gone through in their lives, the struggles and adversity, trauma that they've experienced and how they dealt with it. Burning Bridges podcast goes through where people will share their stories, but the focus is on how they change their lives around.
We speak to everyday people as well as high-profile guests shared before exclusively here on Burning Bridges.
If you like this podcast, please like, follow and subscribe.
That helps us to bring more episodes to you with quality guests that you like.
And if there's any guests that you'd like to see on our show, please put it in the comments, as that will also help us grow.
Today's episode was a great one, the first episode for 2026.
The best one of the year. This was a really great episode with Shubz and Skye Sterling. Shubz is a very controversial man. You either love him or hate him, and we love him. They share things that they've never shared before. We also get the exclusive where Shubz announces his manager, Skye Sterling. There's heaps of laughs and cries, so come along with us on this journey in this 3-hour special podcast. And stay tuned after the little credits at the end, because we've got something more special for you at the end with some bloopers and other things, behind the scenes stuff with Shubz and Skye. We also talk about the movement that Schubz is doing, Heal the Nation, Iwi Whakamahu, that they're doing on 19th of January 2026. He explains the birth of Heal the Nation, Iwi Whakamahu, how it was created and why they're doing it. So let's get into this episode. Hope you enjoy it. Don't forget to press the like, follow, subscribe, whatever platform you're watching this or listening to this from.
And let us know what you think.
Yeah, put it in the comments, people. Love you.
The following episode may contain discussions of sensitive and potentially distressing topics. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. This content is intended for mature audiences and may not be suitable for all listeners, for informational purposes only, and does not constitute professional advice, diagnosis or treatment.
Cheer, I'm Shubz and you're listening to Burning Bridges podcast. You can get it everywhere you get podcasts. Here with my manager Skye too.
Kia ora.
Kia ora. No mai haramai.
Super.
To have Martel
Yeah.
Wikipa,
Yeah.
known as Shubz,
Yeah, aka Shubz. That's me.
and your manager, beautiful Skye.
Yeah.
Thanks for
I
being
can't
here.
I can't get a beautiful thing.
Not with that blonde hair. Not with that blonde hair, bro.
Yeah, no, shout out to Skye. Shout out to the manager.
Shubz, you're a very controversial person on social media.
Father, this is an interrogation, isn't it?
People are going to they probably love you or hate you.
Yeah.
But with Burning Bridges podcast, and for me personally, I love what you do is in exposing all the pedo public figures
Yeah.
that are corrupt
Yep.
and not to sweep shit under the carpet.
Yep.
And that's what Burning Bridges is about, not to sweep shit under the carpet.
Yeah.
Expose people for doing the wrong things.
Fucked up days. All day, bro.
So let's just, tell us a bit of what Martel was like before you become Shubz.
What was Martel like before he became Shubz? A lot of what you see, I guess, now too, bro. Like, still a larrikin, bro, but also just willing to say what everyone else is thinking but isn't willing to say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've been there all my life. Never really given a fuck about what people think. Trying to work on it a bit more now and give a little bit of a fuck, you know what I mean?
Yes.
In the sense of realising I guess the magnitude of the role that I've stepped into without even trying to fucking sign up for the bloody thing. What was he like before? He was pretty much the same, cuz just cheeky. He's a lot more angry, bro, for sure, before Shubz, you know. And, you know, the anger that you see now is more of a releasing anger. Before it was just angry because you're angry because your life, you know, the life you lived, all the experiences, bro, everything you've gone through. But now, cuz, a bit of a different task in trying to heal that, bro. You know, I've never really been one to try and get rid of any of it, bro, because I just thought this is me for life. And I think a lot of people who go through these sort of experiences, I like that, cuz like they believe that this is me for life, I can't change it, bro. And that was definitely a mentality of mine for ages, bro. Like, I'm never ever gonna like be, and I know I'm not gonna be a polished dude ever, bro, you know. Like the rawness of me and the sort of, I don't know, the out that comes out of me, just the bite without it having to be too like extreme. When you can learn to, I guess, harness it and direct it in a different way, bro. like that's still me, G. The roughness is me, you know. I'm Maori, bro, but I don't think that's a bad thing, you know. It's just trying to let go of a lot of my own shit, brother. And it's taken a long time what am I, 34 now? I've only just begun that journey, cuz. So, long way to go. But keen, ready to try.
Yeah.
Be different, and when I say different, just grow. Step into a version of me that I haven't yet met, and that a version that I can be proud of. One day, when I look down on myself, if you think about passing away and say, I'm proud of how you were, and then how you became the man that you stepped into becoming. Because I feel like I'm still a little boy, bro. Like, and I mean a little boy in the sense I've trapped in a lot of that boy's trauma. You know, and that was definitely Martel, you know, cycles and cycles of the same repetitive shit. Yeah. But now I'm trying to release myself from that, bro. And yeah, which is a part of this whole journey, Iwi Whakamahu, and all these other things that we'll get into, I'm sure, along the conversation.
On your socials, you talk a lot about your childhood and being sexually abused.
Yeah.
Can we just go back to those times of when you were young back then? How did you feel in that time, and how did you deal with it as a young kid?
I'm not going to talk about that stuff today, brother. No, just joking. No. But that's how I actually dealt with it, bro. If it wasn't violence or rage, it was comedy, bro. You know, like taking the piss out of things, out of myself. That's the way that I've maneuvered all of it, bro. It's like the cheeky ass fella, like all of that is birthed out of just trying to not be angry, or trying to not feel the pain of all of it. Yeah, so that's where it all came from, cuz that's what I try to do. That was my coping mechanism. And I've realized even more and more how much that's like it's how much like the cheeky me that people love as well is birthed out of trying to not be living in that trauma or in those cycles, bro.
Yeah. And whereabouts did you grow up back home?
Everywhere, cuz. So I was born in Whakatane, then moved to Invercargill, bro, and then moved back to Whakatane, then I also lived in Ngaruahia, then lived in Te Kuiti, lived in Auckland, bro, lived back in Whakatane, bro. I've lived so many places, cuz it's crazy, like, you know, so many, like way more than 10 primary schools, brother. Sometimes I'll go to 4 primary schools in 1 year, 4 different terms, brother, you know.
Did you have brothers and sisters growing up? Did you?
Nah, so teenage parents, so I was the only one between them. And then I had, like, my first sibling was born, shout out to my sister Alexandria. She's probably like, bro, don't talk about me, yeah? No. but shout out to her, she was like, I was 9 when she was born, and I remember the day my nan came to school and came to get me when she was born, bro. But yeah, I didn't have any, like, actual siblings. They were just my cousins and stuff, or mates, you know what I mean? Or, you know, cousins you thought were your cousins, and then when they're trying to give you a kiss, hey, what are you up to, girl? But, yeah, bro, so I didn't have any actual siblings when I was a kid. Just everyone else was and I stayed in so many places. I also learnt that a lot of those relationships, they didn't last, you know what I mean? So it also built this mechanism in me where if I felt like, oh, you know, they're getting too close, or they like, you know, these people are like too nice to me, then I would like cut it off, or like, you know, which is sad, but that's what it breeds when you only live in one place for a small amount of time. I was 27 years old when I lived in a place, I think it was 27 or 26. When I lived, 27 I think it was, when I lived in a place longer than 18 months, my whole life, you know. Yeah. So like because of that, all of these things breed, I guess, the dude that you see today.
How come you guys move so much?
How come I move so much? Well, I moved so much, one, because my mum promised me to her father, right? Her birth father, who was in Whakatane. Shout out to my koro King Iwi or Pinto. We're actually going to see him along this journey, stay with him. But she wrote a letter to him because she was a teenager. And my dad's family, they were quite up there in the community in Invercargill down south. And they didn't want like that image of having a teenage, you know, son, pregnant, or like, you know, having a baby. I mean, today you can be a son and be pregnant, but yeah, that's a whole other story. Yeah, so they didn't want all of that. You know, that image, so they wanted my mum to get rid of me, and then my mum, she said no, and then my koro said this is not the same father that she promised me to, her stepfather, who pretty much brought her up too, who I'm named after. My name's Mātau Leroy Te Anaru Redeem Wikepa. He's not my actual blood grandfather, but he's probably the most influential man in my whole life. And probably if I spent more time with him, I would have been a lot more safer and things, for sure. And a lot of the wittiness, a lot of that stuff was bred out in it, even the way I talk. And a lot of times if you listen to me speak, I might say something, but it means about 3 different things if you're smart enough to catch it. You know what I mean? Or you might have to go back and break it down. That's just how I talk. But he talked to me all the time like that. He talked to me in riddles and parables all the time. So he defended my mum and told my grandmother and grandfather on my father's side to get fucked. And like, nah, you're not my daughter or whatever she wants to do. So she decided to keep me and then promised me to my koro. But then she wanted me back after she had me and whatever. Yeah, and then she ends up taking me back from him, and then I'm with her. I don't know the story exactly. I can only go on the story that's been painted from me. But from what I know is I was a little baby crawling around eating cockroaches. My mum wasn't home. And when she wasn't home with me, my grandfather took me from her. And then I ended up with them. And then my grandfather worked a lot. So he used to be a big, I can talk about it now, he's dead, but he's a big drug dealer. And then he became a big drug and alcohol counsellor and worked in that space. He's flipped his life around. But then my grandmother, obviously, she, they were both in the game. And he gave it all up when he knew that I was going to be born. This is my mum's stepfather. He gave it all up threw everything in and changed his life around, went to rehab. Yeah. And the thing is too, when I say grandparents, they weren't that old. They were in their 30s, when I was born. They were like about my age. My grandmother was younger than me now, 34. She was 33 when I was born. This is my dad's mum. And this is another thing, is they had also experienced, because I haven't had the conversation with them, I just know from what I've heard, right? But they were teenage parents, and then they made something of themselves in this community, and they didn't want that image on them. And then again, they were just in their early 30s when I was coming along. So I get it. I understand. And also when I came along, they were beautiful to me, my dad's parents, but I didn't get a lot of time with them. The time that I did when I was little was always cool. Yeah, bro. So with my grandfather, or my koro, who's my main man, him, I spent a lot of time with him, but not enough time, bro, because he worked away a lot. He was quite sought after because of the mahi that he was doing, and because of the space he had come from, to go from one to the opposite, to flip and try and help people in that space. Shout out to my koro. Yeah.
What was school like for you? Primary school, high school?
Hated school, guys. Yeah. Well, like, when I say hated school, I was, like, when it comes to work, bro, like, I was pretty brainy because I could do the work fast. But then I would be a disruptive kid because I would finish the work, then I'll start being like, I'm 2G, or start fucking just annoying kids, So I was disruptive, like, and then a lot of things that they'd put in my reports is that I was good, like, I was great at doing work, like I could complete whatever, like very bright, but very disruptive. Very, very disruptive and very competitive, bro. Like, so they're so competitive because, like, all of that stuff, that was sort of, say, school for me. And I went to so many different ones. It's hard to, if you're not in one place long enough, you can actually plant and grow. Your seed can grow into a beautiful tree, or plant. But if you're here and then you're here the next week and the next term you're here, it's hard to, like, trust anybody, brother. So, I think a lot of it too is, in that sense, is I don't trust any of the teachers. I'm like, bro, you're not gonna be my teacher next week. You know what I mean? Or next term. That was sort of my mentality, guys. Yeah, and going back to your question, just about why do we move so much? It's just that, like, I was here, then I was with this person, then I'll be with my grandmother, then she'll leave me here, then she'll go trip, because my grandfather will be working, but then my grandmother was like a professional mourner, but so, like, her brother was a right-hand man to Te Ata Rangika, who was the Māori queen for, quite a while, or the Tainui queen. Some other iwis or tribes will say, no, it's not our queen, but whatever, each to their own. And when, so my nan also was very committed to that sort of cause, and she'd sort of leave us in places with, this is your auntie and uncle, but then my auntie and uncle's playing with your bolos, bro. Yeah, so, and then all of that stuff, I guess, on top of the moving around a lot, just breeds distrust, cause in everybody, in governments and in any authority figure. Like, when I actually, like, and I'm actually just discovering this as I talk to you now, like, that the paradigm that I had around that stuff is like, well, I think the distrust in authority comes from because they all fucked me. And not necessarily physically, but even just, but you're not going to be here tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like, when I think about it now, bro, it's actually comes from that. Like, literally, us moving a lot, me getting passed around, and then me getting touched up by like, you know, people you look at as this love, you know, like, you know, this is love. Or you're like, and then my mum, and I did this healing the other day with the bro Dion, who does he does work with Matthew Ridge and a lot of different people, and quite a few brothers had got at me to get in touch with him, or to do some work with him. And it was all over the phone. It's called hono. Anyway, I think all this shit is weird, but I'm not a heebie-jeebie dude, bro, so I think it's all weird. But when we're sitting down and connecting, and when I went into the space saying, I'll give it a go, you know, I'm going to open-minded, but I still think, bro, it's like, well, you're going to sit on the bloody phone and I'm going to close my eyes and you're going to bloody heal me, like, fuck off, you know what I mean? But anyway, I'll give it a go. Old brother Dion, and that, bro, tapped into a lot of the pain that I've held on to for a long time, cuz, and it's crazy, bro. For him, his sort of mission was to try and prepare me for this journey that I'm about to embark on, or that I'm embarking on, like spiritually and that. And because, you know, people are going to try and bait me, and people are going to try and do all these things, and it's trying to, you know, prepare myself for that. But it opened up heaps of stuff for me, bro. Just like even the connection between, see me, like I got 4 kids, but I got 3 kids with a lady that I was with for years, and I have so much, like, you know, love for in like, just, you know, she held me down through a lot of things. But there's a connection because her and my mum are not similar whatsoever. Like my mum, but then there probably are some similarities. But what I realized is that my mum and dad, the relationship that they had, and where like I was not around when they were together, right? They left. My dad ends up hooking up with her cousin or whatever. And then, you know,
of course,
shout out to the old man, but yeah, they're not together, and then he ends up with this other chick. Shout out to Davina. She was like my stepmom for a long time, very beautiful lady, and loved me since I was the only chick that I knew with my dad since when I was a little kid. And but the thing is, my mum's, and I don't know about today, but I haven't talked to her lately, but like about it. But all my life, bro, she hated my dad. You know, like, fuck you. She never told me to hate my dad, but when you're hearing your mother like hate your father, and like my father never bashed her, and he's just teenagers that didn't work out. You know what I mean? And he also copped a mean twat, got a mean hiding for getting my mum pregnant. You know what I mean? And but the thing is, like, I had a lot of hate towards my father because he wasn't really there. So he moved to Australia, and in my head, he just chased pussy to Australia. You know what I mean? In a sense, it's probably true. He moved in like 95 or 6, I think it was, or 5, I think. And so for me, I'm like, fuck this motherfucker a lot of my life, you know? Even though when I talk to him, like, him and I get along, like, if we yarn, we can yarn like best friends, bro. But then also, like, a lot of my life, I'm like, bro, fuck you. And then, you know, whether I get drunk or even just as a kid, I just get angry, like, fuck you, motherfucker, you know? Because a lot of the shit that happened to me, I'll blame him. But he was only a young man when I was born, you know? He didn't know how to be a fucking dad, bro, you know? But he wanted to be, and that's the thing, I never knew this. He actually tried to take me, but my mum wouldn't give me. And then obviously I got taken from my mum by my grandparents, you know? And I think there's also a sense of, I don't know, like, who am I? You know, like, I've got this family, I've got a mum that's also got a stepfather who loves me, but then my other grandfather who's a real father, they are meant to be there, you know, I'm meant to be there, and then my other grandparents love me, and then there's all these random aunties and uncles, and then, you know, one that wants to fuck you. It's weird. It's I don't know, my whole mind when it comes to who I am, like, I realize I'm lost, bro, you know? I'm actually lost. Like, I know who I am at my core, like, who the fuck I am, but I don't at the same time, you know? And then we talk about being Māori, and, like, whakapapa is something that's very important, right? Like, our genealogy, and because it tells the story of who we are. But I'm also someone that's like trapped, bro, like, that doesn't know who I am, bro. Fuck, bro. And in a sense, bro, like, when people try to look at me as like, you're something, I'm like, bro, I'm broken ass, guys, you know? You got no idea, bro. Yeah. But with that dude, what I discovered is that there's a connection between, like, what's happening between me and my baby mama with the kids. And I own all my dumb shit, bro. I was a dumb cunt, bro, you know, heaps, bro. And, you know, I had a real one, bro, and I fucked that up, you know, big time. And even the family, bro. But a lot of that goes back to that little kid, bro, because he couldn't trust anyone, you know. and there's someone trying to give me all the love in the world, bro. But I was like, fuck, even though I did try to give some back, bro, like I just couldn't receive it, bro, because I don't even love myself, you know. And even now, I can't say I do, bro, but I'm trying to learn how to. Yeah.
No.
With my old man too, bro, like the connection of like that hate that my mother has for my father, I think like my baby mama has not the same, but maybe in a sense she has that for me, but it's more just like, fuck, bro, like, why are you healing now and all of that kind of shit, you know? And you fucking sort your life, like, you should have been rock solid back then, you know? But obviously there's lessons to learn, and then I just hope that, you know, her angst towards me can be healed in time, bro. But I know I created a lot of that, brother, and grateful because, you know, like I see, she held me down for a lot of things, bro, you know? I was drug dealing to fuckery and everything, brother, and then going away for fucking, like, whole weekends, not playing up, bro, because if I'm locked in, G, but going away for like whole weekends, bro, and then she's pregnant with one kid, and then if I got another one on her titty, bro, you know, and then I'm sitting there doing whatever the fuck I want to do, because dumb cunt, you know? Yeah, a lot of that stuff, bro, but realising the synergy between my parents and then my situation with my kids is now I've gone and it's not that I can't even go and see my kids, bro, I can, but I also know I'm a bit of a out of it cunt, bro, and like if I get blocked from seeing them, then it's knowing that angry fella will come out and be like, well, fuck yous then, you know? So, like, it's also me trying to stop that fella, and until I can heal that, it's hard for me to be there if I got to work with them, and also they're safe, bro, where they are, you know? Yeah, fuck. Sorry, yeah. I know I was going to have a crappy.
Don't be sorry, bro.
Ugly, yeah.
We appreciate you being raw and deep with us, eh? And, your tamarikis, it's hard. Like, you go, unfortunately, it takes pain for us to change.
Yeah, bro.
And if you don't go through the pain, it's like you've just been enabled to stay behaving that way, and you won't change.
Yeah, bro.
And it's not until someone holds you accountable for what you're doing. For example, if they leave you and then that's the pain you're going through, to go, fuck, I've just lost the best thing in my life. And then you go do the work, the healing journey that you're on. Can you take us back with Dion, the healing with Dion? Yeah. What you got out of that?
Yeah, bro, I think, well, there was one, bro, was the synergy between my mother's hate for my father and well, I wouldn't say hate because she didn't hate me, but like the hate towards like me and me not being like getting my shit together back in the day, now trying to get my shit together, like that kind of thing, that blockage that's there, bro, like, and he sort of felt it, and again, bro, like I'm not even you, I'm thinking, oh, here we go, how's this fucking gonna go, and then he starts saying all this shit, and then I realized, like, fuck, bro, it's the same, bro, it's literally the same, like, yeah, like she didn't hate me like my mum hates my dad. I don't know if she still does, but because it was bred, and that was a pattern that I grew up seeing, right? Pattern recognition, especially as children, I grew up seeing that, and then it's like, fuck, like now that's what I'm becoming, you know what I mean? Or that's what's played out in my life now, you know what I mean? Without even realizing, and something that hit me too from her, my OG baby mom, because like I said, I had babies to another lady, and even from her I learned, even though it was this very small journey, you know, I learned a lot, and it's actually pushed me along this journey too. But from her, she said to me, she said, oh, like, you know, you've all your life you hated your dad, you know, because like my dad was like a telephone dad, bro. He was like literally, oh, I love you, son, I'll do all that. And then she's like, and now you're fucking him, and bro, like that sat with me because it's true right now. At the moment, at this stage, it really is true, bro. Like I am him, you know. Even though I spent every day with my kids for most of their life, bro. Within the last couple of year and a bit, it hasn't been like that, cause you know, and like I left home, bro. That's on me, cause you know. I hope that in time after this next part of the journey, that can change. Yeah, that I can be able to, because I love my kids, bro. You know, I love my babies, all of them, even the one that was born to a lady. You know, this other lady, obviously, but it's only like literally a few months old, because she's only a little few months old, and you know, kids are mistakes, but they're meant to be here for whatever reasons, and you just gotta love your kids no matter what. And I know me having a kid to someone else definitely hurts, you know, her, and probably, you know, but also it's got nothing to do with our kids, you know, like. And with the Dion thing, bro, what I realized, so he was talking about there was a period where my mum was nice to me, and like there was a period, but I don't really remember it because it was when I was a baby, when I was born, when it was just me and her. But after that, bro, she was the devil to me, cuz I'll be straight up, cuz she just, I felt like she wanted to kill me, bro, like my mum. You know, she nearly did a few times. And one time, bro, she choked me, like, and I'm going purple, cuz, you know, I'm going purple, I'm a little boy. But the thing is, bro, the lippy mouth that you see right in front of you, that, you know, because most kids, lippy can't give them a hiding. Bro, I got all the hidings, but I was still lippy, G. I'll be in the monks nearly getting killed, and I'll be like, fuck you. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That was me, cuz. Still the same. You know? That all you got, bitch. You know what I mean? That all you fucking got. But yeah, I just felt like my mum wanted to fucking kill me, bro. And I don't know if it's a disdain for my father, or if it was because of, maybe even it's her own projection, because like me now at the moment, bro, I feel like a failure as a father at the moment because I'm not with my kids, bro, you know? Maybe that was a projection of her into me as I'm maybe. And she was also raped, bro, gang raped and stuff, my mum, bro. So yeah, maybe there's a lot of that trauma, hatred towards her father too, bro. Like, and she's a hard bitch, my mum, bro. She's disowned like her own mother, but she won't even talk to her mother. Hasn't for like 10 years, bro. You know, and she won't even go to her tangi. And then the crazy thing is, I was like that too, but her mother and her are the same. My nan and my mum are fucking the same, bro. They're ruthless as too. You know? So yeah, I pulled heaps, bro. A lot to do with my mum and my mum and my nan, and obviously my baby mum and my kids. But that's because I don't need my kids, you know, like that whole thing. Because yeah, when I'm on this healing journey, I'm trying to heal for me, but also for my babies, you know. Yeah.
That's you're doing all the right things, like with your healing journey and what you're doing, and just your personal self-improvement. When you're reflecting back on other people that have abused you, just in research that I've done alone, just with all that, was therapy of mind, which is putting yourself in their shoes and what they've gone through to try and have empathy for that person, even though they've wronged you, they've abused you. It's understanding what they've been through to be the person they are, to do that to you. And that takes a lot of work even just to do that. And then that goes into forgiveness. Not that I'm some therapist or anything, but it's just, those are things that I've learned, just like reading shit, putting yourself in other people's shoes. And I think that's what a lot of people don't do often. We're all self-absorbed in what we're going through ourselves. And once we sort of reflect on what other people have gone through themselves and why they're like that, you know, their pain, what's the saying is, their anger is their pain.
100%. It's pain reflected, bro. You know, it's pain that's been dormant. You know, it's pain that's untouched. It's pain that's not talked about, bro. And it's released in anger, 100%. Yeah, bro. I feel that, cuz.
Shout out to you though, taking the steps, because that's the first thing.
Yeah,
that's it. That's an everyday thing for you to wake up and choose to heal.
yes.
Takes a strong person to do that, especially when you're feeling down and missing your babies and stuff. Like,
bro. But again, it's like I own it, bro. Fuck, I'm here because of me, cuz. You know, I'm here because of me, rightly or wrongly, brother. You know, and sister, like, come what may. But I think, well, even that whole healing, bro, that all just came out of, like, I was literally gonna end my life. Probably like, I think it was, I just got #1 top streamer on TikTok, bro. Like, and as a pursuit of mine for a while. And finally got it there, and then I was just looking at my life, like, bro, you're like fat ass, bro. You're like fucking, I was like, bro, I was like 150 kilos, cuz. I was just sitting on my ass, fucking talking to my phone, bro. You know, yelling at the cunt and just looking after my kids, but I was just fucking eating, and I was just wasn't good. And then, I had the rope around, about to kick the chair, and then my little baby wakes up. Well, he was a couple of years old, but he's teething. And, I was like, fuck. He'll be all right, bro. You know, and then I'm thinking, waiting for his old lady to wake up. She doesn't wake up, and then I take the rope, go grab him. And then I'm just crying, bro. I'm just fucking, the tears are just falling down like a motherfucker. And I'm just like, fuck, what's wrong, G? Like, you just got #1, you just got all these fucking things that you've been chasing, and then what, bro? But then there's heaps, bro. Like, even with the old lady, you know, just fucking made her feel like fucking she'd walk in on eggshells just to talk to me, bro. You know, make you think like, you know, that she couldn't, like, she didn't want to talk to me. She didn't want to be, you know, or couldn't. You know what I mean? Like, you know, go from being best friends to then going to a space where you can't even fucking talk to the bro. You know. Yeah. And then also that my whole time was just consumed with that and not even, you know, being a partner. Yeah.
How'd you get out of that? Like that, after that, how'd you sort of like try and fix yourself?
I just made a decision very consciously that day. I didn't really, I didn't really talk about it or anything. I just made a decision that all of the stuff that I'm holding on to, I need to start to, because I keep it buried, but people say bury it, but burying it doesn't get rid of it. You know what I mean? The bones are still in the ground. Yeah, in the ground I walk on every day. So it's like, oh, well, need to try and release them. You know what I mean? Need to try and get rid of them, you know, away from this whenua, away from this land, or this. If you look at your mind, you know, or your heart, or your soul, or your spirit, or like I need to get them away from me. You know what I mean? In a sense of like it's, you know, like it's done now. So I made a decision then, bro. What actually happened was I said to myself, "Fuck, I want to do a podcast," and I had one or two for ages. I was like, bro, I'm gonna do a podcast. I'm gonna start it. Don't know what it's gonna be called, but I had this vision for about 5 years, and then I said, sweet. So then I just zoned in on doing that. But the thing is, I didn't zone in on the relationship or the friendship again. I just zoned in on this whole podcast thing, and then went on to that sort of thing, and then we end up splitting up, whatnot. But yeah, I ended up smashing out like 400 episodes in like 7 months. You know, and crazy, like ridiculous. But like if you put a task in front of me, bro, and if it's something that I'm passionate about, bro, like I get tunnel vision. Like I believe, bro, I'll beat anyone at anything. Like if you put it in front of me, that's my mentality. Cause like, and then I was putting like 21-hour days, bro, like just creating, right, into bringing up. You ready? Next one, scheduling everything. Like I just did so much work, but then in that journey, bro, I didn't get any sleep. Because you got to, and so I ended up burning out because get a brain injury and stuff, bleed on the brain. True. But it was all from pre-existing things too. I think I used to use my head as like a weapon too, with then just being a dumbass. And then stress is a big cause of all that. Talk about mental health, right? Because I was doing that too, because it fueled me, because I wasn't really seeing my kids, and you know, because that's when the stuff began. So because I wasn't really seeing my kids, I didn't want to sit in my bed and fucking cry, you know what I mean? So I thought, fuck, if I could just lock and just fall asleep at my desk, carry on, then go again tomorrow, have a shower, have a feed, carry on. There's me, you just boom, and then, bro, like, even if you go look at some of those old podcasts, bro, my eyeballs are all falling out of their fucking sockets, because I was just bang, next one, and then I just Google Calendar, set times, bro, and then I'll just send them out. Anyone that says they're keen for podcasts, send them out, boom, then they'll book in. Bro, some days I'd have 8 podcasts in one day. Back to back, brother.
Fuck.
Yeah,
how'd you get with the editing like for that?
Like, brother. Just run it, cuz.
Just
do what you gotta do. Yeah, I didn't fuck around with too many like thing like, you know, change angles and shit. I just ran it. Fuck, it's pretty smooth. But then the clips and shit. Oh. And then the descriptions too, because sometimes I'll do like, I might do 10 plus podcasts in a row, no descriptions, and I have to, because I got a crazy memory too, I got crazy recall. If I didn't do so much fucking cocaine and then I might have better recall. But anyway, you know, yeah, shout out to Nose Beers. But in that time too, because because of that recall, I'd have to go back into everything when I'd be like going to post them into, like, just scheduling them into YouTube or whatever it was, or schedule them into Spotify. I'd use ChatGPT to create the description, but I'd have to remember everything that I talked about that was significant in there. Lucky I would do, but I was just typing in that, gee, fuck yeah, heaps. So yeah, and it's crazy, because it was actually a crazy period when I think back to, and then like this whole healing journey was birthed out of that too. So I wasn't consciously healing at the time, but when you're talking to, having like 300 conversations with different successful people, you're gonna and a lot of them do all of this like affirmations, breath work, all of these like positive, all of these things. You think like that, I thought we were all dumb now, because before I did the podcast, fuck all that shit, gee. That's amateur as fuck. But once you start doing it and you start connecting with these people, and you start seeing like, well, all of this person's like in a won World Cups, this you know, world champion, this person's a fucking gangster musician, businessman, so you're like, oh, maybe there's something to this affirmation shit. They all do it, bro. A conversation on their podcast that was very significant especially when we talk about healing, was with the bro Jordan Rapana. I say Jordan's brother. Jordan used to play for the Kiwis.
Jordan.
Yeah, Jordan.
Down the Gold Coast.
Yeah, Gold Coast boys. Yeah. Well, I did a podcast with Jordan, Taz, and Jordan all together, all separately. I was going to run a whole series on their family because their mum and dad are quite interesting too. And then one of their sisters,
they're all Mormons. They went to church with my whānau down there.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, with the Joseph Smith boys. Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to Brigham Young. But cause so I did it, but I was meant to do a podcast, and I think I had just been running the ball too hard. I was fucking tired as I was just like I don't want to, and I was on the edge of killing myself again, bro. I was like right there, and then I had fucking 6 podcasts that day, and I text everyone. I said, I don't want to do this, bro. Oh, no, I didn't say. I just said, sorry, I'm busy or whatever. And then I got to Jolan, and for some reason, never met the bloke in my life, but he obviously connected through the content and that. And then I seen some reason I sent him a voice message instead of typing, bro. And I sent him a voice message, and I was like, bro, I just can't do it, cause sorry, my brother. But I obviously was sad. I don't know why I sent him a voice message, but I did. All the rest got a text, and then. And then he messaged me and just said, bro, I got you, whatever you need, blah, blah, blah. And then I was sitting there, and then he ends up ringing me. And then he rings me, and then I just pour my heart out, bro. And then, we talk on the phone for like an hour. And then I say to him, cuz, what are you up to? And he's like, oh, no, I got the day free because I was just going to do the podcast. And I go, do you want to still do the podcast? He was like, yeah. And then I was like, sweet, let me go freshen up, bro. I went and freshened up, and then boom, we jumped on and we had like a 2-hour podcast. And then after that podcast, we talked for like another hour after the recording, bro. And then the crazy thing with it was, like I said, I didn't know him from bar soap, bro, but he actually saved my life that day, bro. Like literally, wow. You know, because I was on my ways, bro. I was on my ways. Fuck all this, bro. You know, I'm done. You know, can't see my kids, blah 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 blah. And then but in that interview, he spoke highly of his father, Eli Rapana, and growing up in Purirua, his dad. They all sort of looked at him as a bit of a weirdo, a lot of people, because he was doing like Wim Hof stuff before Wim Hof even existed. He was doing cold plunges, he was getting up, and then affirmations, like positive affirmations, speaking to yourself, like self-talk and that. Bro, he was doing all of that stuff, so they would hear him be like, you're the man, Eli, you're the man. And then as kids, they'd be like, Dad's weird, you know? But then all of that stuff's trending now, you know what I mean? So he was doing this stuff ages ago. And then for me, when I was hearing this stuff, I was like, because I had heard this from some of the other people I had interviewed, and then I was like, but hearing it from the bro who was like, watched it from the view of his dad, like doing this. And then his dad also used to journal, bro. He used to journal and write down things every morning. And then I remember him saying to his dad, what were you sort of writing in the journals? And the journaling that his dad did was the life that they live now, bro, like his kids and all of that. Which is all quite, like, you know, they've all done pretty cool for themselves, like being a Māori family from Purirua.
Yeah, from Purirua, that's where my whānau's from, and we're actually related to them.
Well, I seen Ngāti Toa. I seen down there Ngāti Toa, cuz. Our first stop on our Iwi Whakamahu journey too, bro.
Oh, man.
Purirua, cuz. Our first night. Yeah, and the crazy thing in that podcast, the most guests came from Purirua. Like talented people, bro, athletes, musicians. Wow. Crazy, bro. Purirua. Yeah. Melting pot.
Yeah, I had his grandfather come over my place one day with mum.
I heard he was the man too. Is that his mum's dad?
I'm not
Mormon
sure.
one? The Mormon?
Yeah.
Because that's like they follow.
He come over, and I actually thought he looked exactly like my grandfather, my late grandfather.
Oh, true.
It was just like, I was just like, oh man, this is a moment I was having.
Oh, solid, cuz. Yeah, but that was like one that was just significant, and like I said, it was hearing it from him, but from the perspective of seeing his father be like this for way before it was trending, and then hearing it from all these people like, oh yeah, do affirmations, whatever, you know what I mean? Whatever, bro, shut up, and then you have to, like, you can't do all these like you know, hundreds of podcasts with all these people in this short space of time and not learn something from them. Like, you'd be an idiot if you didn't.
Even
take from them, you know, take some good stuff.
The
from
amount
them.
of people we've had, and we're not nowhere near as that. Like, what have we done? Like, we've got 10 episodes out plus 14 recordings, like all up. So and just with that small amount, I've learned so much. you know, and just being around, like you said, great, different, successful people in their own ways, you know, like, well, you know, rappers, business people, you know, or even the thugs that have been in and out of jail and they change their life around, you know. It's a cool space to be in. Yeah,
he used to be one of those, not the in and out of jail partners, but smarter, but still a thug. Sure.
Yeah.
Did he know the effect that he had on you that day when you interviewed him? Did you ever talk to him about that?
Oh, well, I put up a video actually when I started, when I was about to do, I think I talked about it on my, if you go on my TikTok, so there's a playlist on my page that says Healing Anyway. If you go in there, the first day, I think I shout him out on the day that, like, a year on from that moment where that happened, but also I was talking about like therapy because I'd never done therapy before either. I lied. I did it once. So I was going to school because remember, I was going to school when I was actually around down in Brizzy, and in our bus we were going around the corner, and it comes up like this, like we curved it, you know, came around the corner, boom, at the lights, and then you hear this like, but then there's this fella, and he just talks shit, so no one believed him. He was sitting over there like, oh, watch out for the lady. Oh, you ran her over. Oh, her brain's all over the road. And we think, whatever, we'll go outside. Yeah, sure enough. And I had already seen, because of the life I grew up, I'd seen a lot of like chopped off limbs and shit like that, so it didn't faze me. But yeah, there was a lady who her face was squashed by our bus, and we had to do therapy to go back to school. And in that though, bro, I just felt like I was being attacked, bro, by the thing, and then I ended up like trying to put the dude in a headlock and stuff. Oh yeah, that was the last time I did therapy. That was the last time I did therapy, G. And then after that, cause you would fast forward like what is it this year, cause, and then I thought, you know what? All this shit's happened. Like, let me give it a go, bro. You know, let me give it a go. So then I think I was talking around that sort of time that I started that when a year on from Jolin sort of saving my life, bro. Yeah. Shout out to Jolin. And then another thing cool, like, it was sort of him, bro. And then after that was something that like sort of reaffirmed it for me was I did this podcast with this dude, Sam Harvey. You ever heard of him? No. So Sam Harvey is he's an ultra marathon runner. So he runs like 100Ks plus.
Yeah, I've probably seen him. I watch all that stuff.
Oh, so you watch, you know, like Freaky Runner? I don't know. Taumata?
No.
Should get him on here anyway, because you're on here. But
we'll hook us up.
Yeah. Remember, if you see anybody there, I'll get everyone, brother, you know. I got you one right here. Yeah. Done. Solid. But anyway, Sam Harvey, I don't know what his record is now, but at the time, this is a year ago, he had done, so he'd do these things like called backyard ultras. Have you heard of those? No. So backyard ultras, you run a 6.7K loop over whatever terrain, and you leave on the hour, and you have to complete it within the hour. If you don't, you're out. But you do it as many times until you quit. And then he had done 103, I think, was his record at the time. I don't know, he's probably done more now. It was 103, 6.7K loops non-stop every hour on the hour.
Oh, in a row?
In a row.
Straight up,
in a row. And like if you get back within, like, let's say you get back, you got 20 minutes left, you can have micro sleep. So you have a little shit and go again.
Yeah, so yeah.
But you have to get back to the starting block
5 minutes. Yeah, if you get there 5 minutes prior, you get a 5 minute.
Yeah. If you get 5 minutes prior, you get a 5 minute. You can have a 5 minute micro. But like beast, like a mental beast, because that's not just physical, that's mental. And like people will look at like David Goggins. You heard of that? The thing is with David Goggins, he did do one way back in the days, and he is a beast. Obviously, pull up beast and all of that. But this fella is like at the time he was about number 5 in the whole world, and he had only been doing it for like a fucking 5 years, bro. Like. He's from Christchurch, this fella, Sam Harvey. Anyway, I said to him,
where's he at?
I don't know, I'll hook you up. But I said to him, I go, what do you do? Because like, what do you listen to music or whatever? He's like, nah, bro. I go, what are you doing? Like, say, lap number, and how this works too. For you to win, you have to be the last. The second person has to give up for you to win. So you can't. You keep going until the last. So you're going together, like, you know, at the start, and the next minute you just fellas are still going. You quit. You're just waiting for this fella to quit there. You little bugger. You better, you know. So you just keep going until they give up, or you do. You know. So
did he go further? Did he go when the other fella quit?
Once you can only do one after. That's
okay.
You need to complete one more.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. I can't remember if it was. I think he is. So that dude might have done 102. But like, shout out to number 2, you still did 100 too. But Sam Harvey, 103 dubs, you know, or whatever it was, whatever that loop, that number was. And he's saying to me, all I say to myself, like when I was like, what do you do on lap number 100? And that fella's still there. He's like, you're the man, Sam. You're the man. I was like, but it sort of reinforced what Jolin had told me and what all of these things. So I started like, it's changing the programming or the messaging to ourselves. Eh? And I'm still working on that because I'm like, drop something, you dumb cunt. You know what I mean? Fucking all of that kind of stuff. So all of that stuff, it made me like, oh, snap, you know? So there's been huge shifts, bro. It's taken like, it's a journey, eh? Because you got to think, I've been 30, but before I started this healing journey 2 years ago, I'm 32 years of being a fucking idiot. You know what I mean? Fuck, it's going to take some time to flip that over, bro.
Well,
you know,
bro,
but we're on the way.
You're doing better than me. I've been doing like 50 years of being a fucking idiot.
Fucking hell.
50.
Hey,
I'm 50.
Hey, fuck, what's the
You
secret?
look great for
What's the secret at 50? Are you 52?
that. Oh, you never say woman's age. What are you up to?
No, I didn't say woman's age. I told her. No,
I'm 46.
46? Oh,
Yeah, you look good.
50? Are you 50 now? Huh?
Yeah, 50 this year. Yeah, I'll turn
51.
50.
Far out, what do you rub on your forehead? Hey, they'll go.
I was going to say something. It's not family
That's
one.
why he's
but-
happy, you know.
Oh, it's not
Yeah,
Yeah, that's why I'm
that's why I'm happy.
We're gonna come to that.
Oh, it's true, bro. Fuck, you look good, cuz for 50.
Yeah, my bad.
Dude, what is it? Is there a secret or just genes or?
Well, like someone asked me that before, and my answer to it was like, go through trauma.
Yeah. Far
It's
out,
more
brother.
probably you found peace after the trauma that's like
Well,
relaxed
like
everything.
living in so many decades of trauma and
Yeah,
chaos
yeah.
and stuff. But yeah, no, I don't know.
Wow, cool. That's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nothing that I especially do. I don't. There's no special diet.
Yeah.
Look at me.
But nah, cool, cuz. I didn't even realise 50. Yeah. If you told me 40, yeah, okay. Yeah. 50, that's good. But yeah, that's how it all, those affirmations and all that. That's how I got into that sort of things. And yeah, Jolin was a big one that reinforced it for me. And then that Sam Harvey dude. And he gave me this quote, bro, that I love the most, bro. It's one of the quotes that I sort of repeat. I even chucked it in my own affirmations because and it's small and consistent efforts over heroic and infrequent efforts because you are what you do repeatedly. Sam Harvey, Mind the Mic podcast, episode 252.
Me.
But actual, because it's like small and
Yeah,
consistent
that's
efforts
cool.
over heroic
Yeah.
and infrequent efforts. And you think about what he does, like, of course it is, bro, you know? Because I just asked him, cuz what's any advice if someone wants to get into the game? And that's what he told me, bro. Small and consistent efforts over heroic and infrequent efforts because you are what you do repeatedly.
That's mean. Because I want to get into like mindset stuff, like, and my saying that I've got about is an elite mindset. To have an elite mindset, even though you're not elite. But
said, no,
having
no, change their messaging.
Yeah, no.
You are
I'm
elite.
just saying,
Yeah.
You are
I'm
elite,
saying,
cuz.
like, even though, like, but you're in your head, you're saying, yeah, I'm an elite, and whatever that is in your life, whether it's your business, career, whatever, have that elite mindset to fucking win it.
Yeah.
You know, and then that's the space I want to narrow into, elite mindset, and and just having
win it.
yeah.
Who is your most favourite person that you've had on your podcast?
I think Jolin guys were good at just Dayan was cool as because even with, like if I'll say Jolin just but I'll say someone else, but why Jolin was cool, obviously there's that whole nostalgia of him saving my life, like literally there's all of that, the
He's
connection,
the man.
and he can yarn, bro. And another thing is like his story's
So
crazy.
it was Joel
like
and not Jordan.
no, not Jordan. I had Jordan on too, but it was Jolin that saved my
Jolin,
life.
yeah.
I had Jordan on too. No, so Jolin, like his story is trippy too, because he played with, so he got signed to the Bulldogs, and when he and then he goes, you know, obviously when he was young, but he got recruited in his lounge by the thing. Bulldogs signed him, and then he's thinking, yeah, I'm the man, and then the fella says to him, you're not our best player. There's another fella called Sonny Bill coming. And then he gets down there and he's like, fuck, who's Sonny Bill? You know what I mean? Sonny Bill. And then Sonny Bill walks in there. Oh, check us, you know? So the young Sonny Bill. So then there's that. And then he also ends up at the Western Force. He only plays one game for the Force, proper game. But then he's playing in pre-season and even how he ends up over there is crazy because like just from playing like club rugby here, and then it gets broadcast on ABC, and the Western Force people were watching it, and they needed a winger, and he ends up over there. Then he's marking Brian Habana, which is one of the goats of the wing. If there's no Jonah Lomu, it'll probably be looked at as Brian Habana as the greatest winger, of all time. And Jonah Lomu is obviously for the impact that he brought the game. But he gets to mark him, and then in his head he's thinking, "Fuck, don't run around me, because Brian Habana's fast there." But even in the way he told his story, because there's that. But then he also ends up playing in the Wellington region, and playing with Bowden Barrett and all of them when they're young. So TJ Pedophiles, so just crazy stories, bro. And then he ends up marrying, I don't know if you're into basketball, but Peter Cameron, who was Tall Black's fucking captain, and gun.
Yeah. Oh well. Being raised as a Mormon, that's ball. Yeah, basketball.
Yeah, but also with Pedro, right? He ends up marrying his sister. So wow, just cool. So that would be cool. But for me, outside of that, if I was to say a podcast, so many, I reckon, one that sort of blew my mind, I guess, was fuck, there's a lot there. I know.
Well, you asked me that downstairs before.
And you've only done 14 there.
And I was like, well, I can't narrow it down to one.
I can't narrow it down to 14. Let me ask you bugger. No, you done 400, eh? Fuck, hey. Let me think. Far out, gee, maybe I'll do it a top 3. Take Jordan out of there, but I'm gonna do a top 3. I'd say Jeremy Paul, the former hooker, the Māori boy, who's played hooker for the Wallabies. Yeah. I was just cracking because he's just he reminded me heaps of me, just cheeky as fuck, bro. And I learned some cool things as a kid. I was at home when he was playing for the Wallabies, and I'm thinking, fucking traitor, just my mindset as a kid, thinking, fucking traitor bastard. And then you get to got to talk with him, and don't realize obviously it's not his choice to move here as a teenager, but when he plays for the Wallabies, and his when he was in the sheds in there, he used to do himself with the water, and then that was sort of his love back to his nan and all of that stuff, and how he grew up, because he's a proud Māori boy. He just grew up in Aussie as a teenager, and then became good at rugby and whatnot. His would be one, and also he still owe me fucking a box too, you bugger. Still owes me a box. So Jeremy, because the Warriors beat the Knights, he's a Knights man. Shout out to the Wires. Another one that really sat with me, because probably the one of, I don't know, he's an Indonesian mystic. So Dave Atai, so the musician, the guitarist, and also the one who, because he made all of the majority, I think it's 90% of Polysaturated album was made on a PlayStation, on a game called Music 2000. But you think of memory cards back in the day, they only had fucking 4 megabytes or something on the bloody things. But so you'd have to use heaps of different memory cards, and just that whole creativity and the ingenuity to think of that as a teenage or coming into an adult, to be able to create this music while still in high school on a bloody PlayStation, because and just crazy, bro, to do all of that. And not only that, even it just buzzes me out, because how do you think of that, bro, to everyone's playing on this game, but he makes a whole album that's that resonates with a whole generation from this bloody thing, bro. And then also the ins and outs of the music industry from his perspective, and how and how they sort of got duped and deals and stuff like that. And even how traveling to, I interviewed all of the boys from Indonesian, but even how the way he his perspective, bringing to life what all the other boys had said, and from the perspective of the dude that's not the singer, that's not the the one that's creating it all, creating the music, playing the get. But even them going to Japan, and them, Common was down, Common the rapper, he's down the road, down few doors down, only 4 people there, but then their show's packed, you know what I mean, in Japan. It's crazy. Just the yarns, bro, it was cool. And then even to go from how he changed life around and changed his eating habits of heaps, I just think he's a really as a savant cousin in a way, a really interesting dude. So we'll chuck him in there. Did I say one before, or was it the second?
Yeah, no, one more.
Okay, one more. Who was the one before? I fucking lost my train of thought.
Jeremy Paul.
Oh yeah, Jeremy Paul for sure. And hold on, give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna go look right now at the list. Sorry if I know, because if I don't, I have to Because, bro, there's so many, like, but I also want to chuck an auntie in there, you know? Just chucking all the brothers in there. Yeah, and a bit of equality.
That's right.
Yeah,
Chuck an
true
auntie in
that.
there. Because otherwise, I was just trying to think, because I didn't just interview dudes, but here we go. Nah, far, bro.
I want to check these episodes out. I haven't seen them.
Yeah, because I re-uploaded them on the thing YouTube, bro. They've been sitting there for a while, but sorry, auntie's not looking good.
There isn't one. Find one of the dudes.
Yeah, I'll go to now I'm gonna do a top 5 and why? Because I'm gonna put auntie in. So Sonia Kutami. So her would be one. So she has a charity called Destiny Rescue, and they fund raids. They fund raids around fucking when it comes to those child traffickers, they raid those places where they do their shit. And she does charity, so shout out to her because like big time against pedos, bro. Yeah. But like in those like Asian countries and stuff like that. And I was meant to get the dude Tim Ballard. I don't know if you've heard Songs of Freedom. Have you heard that? Sounds of Freedom. It's that whole pedophile movie about child trafficking and shit. He's the former FBI dude that.
Yes.
Yeah, I was meant to have him on, but
So
then I
based
got
on
it from
true
my
story?
brain. Yeah, he was one dude. Yeah, it's a dude that in Colombia and stuff. But he's American dude, and he does a lot of stuff here. Yeah, but like through her, she's also a movie producer and stuff like that. But yeah, that sort of space is like crazy just to learn those things. So I chuck her in there too. That's 3. I'd say the Mizza would be a huge one. The Mizza for multiple reasons. So the Mizza is. You just remember the Source magazine, the hip hop magazine.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, but when they do you know?
No.
Source? I know you're Mormon. Yeah. So Book of Mormon. Yeah, that's my source. So the Source magazine. Yeah. So the Source magazine was the hip hop mag, bro. It was like it was itchy, back in the 90s and early 2000s, right? So before they closed, there's a paperback magazine. They produced a list of like the most influential hip hop people of all time. The Mizza was number 4. The Mizza was number 4 most influential in hip hop of all time before they closed as a paper. They're still like on the internet. And so who this dude is, he pretty much helped Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre get back together after Death Row fell apart and put them in the same like room and shit like that. Put them in the same dressing room where they switched their names and stuff. He did heaps of like little things like this because they all weren't getting along. And then after that they brought 2000, Dr. Dre, and then Up and Smoke Tour, all of that stuff comes about. But the Mizza helped bring them back together. The Mizza was also in the studio when M made Hi My Name Is and all of that kind of stuff. He also produced for Nate Dogg, good friends with Nate, Ice Cube. He was the head of Power 106 radio station in LA, but they also had 30 other radio stations in the country. So if you wanted to go viral in the early 2000s, you'd have to go to him. And then like on radio, and if he played it on radio, then your song will go viral.
The gatekeeper.
He was a gatekeeper, bro, at the time. Yeah. And anyway, so the Mizza, he also you remember this song, This Is Where I Want to Be, riding with my love. Yeah, so he produced it. That was like his compilation album with Shade Shice. And it, like DJ Khaled, he doesn't actually make the music. He just puts it all and arranges it and puts the artists together. Yeah, well, that's what he used to do back in those days, back in the early 90s and the 90s, early 2000s. Who else, bro? He produced DJ Quick, heaps of things. Even Mariah Carey and Jay-Z, they were sort of both at crossroads in their career, and they like Mariah wanted to cut into like sort of get into more of the hoods and stuff like that, or like Marcy Projects and stuff, and then Jay-Z was trying to sort of go commercial and be more of a commercial sort of space, and the Mizza put them in the same restaurant together, and after that they birthed the song fucking Heartbreaker. So very, very influential man. And the cool thing, why I love the Mizza too, is after my podcast I had shared my story because I messaged them because I knew who he was because I'm a hip hop geek, bro, like big time. And when I messaged him when he started producing content and stuff, and saying like, because he had been out of the game for about 20 years, his grandmother got sick, and sort of like Maldives, we like take our people in. They don't usually go to like old people's homes a lot. Maybe it's changing a little bit now, but when I was a kid, your nan and dad lived with you in a multi-generational home till they're old, and then they died at home with you, and then you had a tangi, and onwards. So his grandmother, he was dropped on her doorstep by his cracked out parents, and then so when she got injured, And then he just said, oh, no one's looking after you, I'm going to look after you. And he got out the game for like 20 years. But he's kept all the contacts, bro. And the cool thing about him, bro, like, he told me after he had heard my story, because I messaged him, bro, and he said yes. And once he said yes, bro, I'm just like a hound dog, bro. I was gonna keep going every day. I just message him, bro. All good for a podcast, because he said, yeah, bro, when I have time, brother, I'll do. And I just messaged him every day for like 3 months, cause and then because I messaged him every day for 3 months, bro. But I wasn't like hurry up. I was like, oh, anytime today, brother. Nah, oh sweet, bro. And I messaged him again, and then he goes, you know what, brother? I don't have time. I don't have things on today, and I could do this, and that. But I'm gonna make time. I'll give you 4 hours of my time, because I was consistent, bro, and persistent with him. And then in that go, obviously we had a yarn, and then I shared what had happened about me nearly ending my life. His best friend killed himself, and then he said to me, brother, I don't want you to ever feel like that. You know, reach out to me if you need. And you're thinking, oh, whatever, bro. You know, like shut up, this American dude. You know, whatever. And then. Bro, and then he goes, what's your number? Give him my number, then he rings me, he goes, no, you got mine. Reach out to me, and I'm thinking, whatever. Bro, and then credit him, he goes, I want to mentor you. And I was like, what do you mean? He was like, oh, and then I'm thinking, what's this cost? You know what I mean? What's the cash? You know, what are we talking here, bruh? And then he's like, yeah, I'm in it. And then credit him, bro, like he has, like every few weeks or whatever, he reach out, bro, see if I'm all good, bro. And like, you know, got plans to go over there, buddy. And even in things I've navigated, bro, I reach out to them. And even with like the Diddy parties and all that, yeah, you go to those, cuz, you know, like just follow that spin of that industry, bro, big time. And then he's like, and then he's like, you know, I'll ask cuz. And then he was like, you know, you if you go, you leave early. And I was like, what do you mean? He goes, oh, if you go, you leave with the person that you came with. And I was like, what do you mean? He goes, yourself, you know, make sure you leave with yourself, like don't be compromised. And at those, you can network, but then also you got to realize some of these places, once the lights go dim and things happen. And then I was like, yeah, no, just crazy insight, bro. And he's all about trying to give game to people, bro, like big time. And then he's even rung me and he's been on been in the studio with Bone Thugs and that, because, you know, I don't know if you've seen, they sort of made a comeback recently. Well, that was off of Conor McGregor's label, and The Miz is the one that set the label up. He was the A&R that created the label in that, bro. And they signed obviously Exhibit and stuff. Even he was talking like with Rakim, I don't know, you know Rakim. So he was in studio, not in studio, and just rolling with Rakim, and like calls me, and then I talked to him for a little bit. Ice Cube, bro, heaps. He was like, what the hell? So it's crazy, bro. Like, so The Miz in that sense where he showed me love before, because of it doesn't matter how high of a status of a person, bro. He talked to anybody, brother. And even his birthday, he had his 50th this year, and people like Nelly, Timberland, all of these people writing on his post, bro. And like and then there's old Shubz to write on there. I checked my brother like happy birthday, and then bro, he wrote back to me. Then he wrote back to Nelly, cuz straight up, cuz So that to me is just, so that would be we'll chuck him for no order, and what's one more? One more I'll give to probably to our bro Tahira. Probably
Tahira,
probably
my bro.
Tahira,
shout out to Tahira, my bro.
Shout out to bro Tahira, bro. Yeah, probably to him. Just mentors me, bro, too. So it's like, and just a beautiful human, bloody human, bro. Good man, and I just appreciate him so much, bro. Entrepreneur, businessman, you know, been in the game long time, but even his pursuit to get his New Zealand Touch Blacks jersey, even after years of leaving home early, you know, as a young fella. Young man, and then coming back and wanting to still play for his country, and then he's off to, you know, the World Cup comes up, and then he's not in the team, but then he's like telling the coach, I'll see you at the World Cup. He's like, but the coach said to him, stay ready, and like, you know, he's playing Masters and all of this, but to just have this dream as a kid and still fulfill it, even as a old fella, I think, and just what he means to me is a lot, bro. So
Yeah, well, he was the one that like told me to reach out to you. Reach out to him, bro. Just
just a real one, cousin. Time for you anytime, bro. Like ring him, bro, or just have a yarn to him about things. And I like the way he sees the world, cousin. You know, he's very open, cuz, to like all kinds of conversations, which I am too, bro.
How old were you when you moved to Australia?
First time, 13. Yeah, 13. So,
and then you moved back, and then you've come back and forth.
Yeah, so 13. Throw the pigskin around, and then come back. So I was here for like, but even when I was here, I would still go home. You know what I mean? My koro was still alive, still going home and that. quite a bit. And then is that enough?
So how
I was like him. We moved lots too. We moved around a lot, and I suppose why, like, my role in trying to help him is because we understand what it is to be broken, eh? Like, many of us, when I look at people my age and that I would hang out with when I was younger, they didn't experience domestic violence, sexual abuse, any of that stuff. Like, that stuff happened so much back in my time. Like, I'm older than him, and even like the stuff that's happened to him, like, that stuff was just normal, which makes me sick to my stomach when you think about kids, you know. And I feel like I'll be able to help him on this journey because I know what it's like to be broken. I sit here now and I still feel like I'm broken. I was trying to think of an analogy to share, like, how I could explain it so people that aren't broken, because there's lots too that just lived a beautiful, blessed life and amazing, but fuck, the majority of us have this facade. We talked about that, right?
Yeah.
You put on this front, and when you have a following, or you've done, like, I've done TV, produced shows, presented shows, done all of that stuff, and even at your worst times, you still turn up and be like, oh, what's good, fam, it's Skye, blah, blah, blah. You know, no one's gonna know. But when you go home and you shut the door and you're just fucked, nobody knows. Nobody sees you in your worst moments being depressed as or having bad things happen, eh? So I thought, like, I was thinking, you know how glass makers, you know, when you take glass, right, it's a soluble liquid form, because I've filmed it before, like, and interviewed so many people in my lifetime, and I watched it, and it was probably the most mesmerizing thing that I'd ever seen, because it's like this liquid form, right? They move it around, bash it, all of that stuff. It gets heated to a certain amount of temperature before you can touch it. You can't touch it again. You've got to leave it for a bit, then you've got to heat it up and spin it and that. And I was thinking, that's so me. Like, you've been through this journey and so many others like that, but you turn it into, say, like, this heart that was like this thick, right? A heart that's thick of solid glass, that's solid as fucking shouldn't break. And then you think, oh, that sounds beautiful, but then you get a, like, sledgehammer and smash the fuck out of it, and it smashes into 1,000 pieces, right? That's how I feel right now, and I've never, ever, ever shared that with anybody, not even my mum, about how I feel. And when you think of going back to how the glass is made, like, and it's remounted down, you're trying to grab whatever pieces you can and hold on to that shit, like, fucking, because, like, him, I've felt that recently, that I wanted to not be here. And I'm pretty strong, like, my mind, I've been through some shit, eh? And I feel like my mind is so much stronger. But like, my social media presence and everything fell off because I feel so broken, and it's like, I don't even want to talk about that. I don't want to be stuck in that. But being here, I grew up in New Zealand, coming here to Australia, I feel like, even with the ups and downs that have happened, it's the place I needed to be. You're talking about burning bridges and people that are so toxic, even your own fucking family. When you have to cut them off, that's fucked, eh? But it's like, I was saying to him, you know, the managing side and watching him shift and knowing what he's been through, I think of, like, fuck, people don't know unless you've been smashed, that heart that's smashed into 1,000 pieces, and trying to just scramble to put anything together. Because how are you going to put it together? You can't fucking glue that shit. You can't glue 1,000 pieces back to make it the same. You have to literally fucking grab what's there, melt that shit down, and create something else. And that's what he's doing, and that's what I'm doing. So just fucking out of it. Like, I'm old, and only now with things that have happened to me that I can see that I am broken. But it's okay to not be okay, right? This corridor and this campaign was happening in New Zealand heaps. But the depth of what we show on social media, who we are, and you're always happy. Everyone that knows me back home knows me as I'm happy as, I'm funny as, you're fucking always mocking someone, you're mocking yourself, like the comedy that he was talking about. You mock yourself before someone else can, because you ain't fucking here to deal with that. You can mock yourself, but ain't nobody else gonna try and come mock me, because I'll punch their fucking face. Like, you know, you're that. But that's the sad thing, is that people, when you grow up in violent environments and sexual abuse, and that, it fucks your head. So you have those exterior, like, resting bitch faces and that strong wall up, because you don't want anyone to ever hurt you, your babies, you know, you're over the top, and people don't understand that. And we've talked about that being misunderstood. And I feel like I've got the biggest heart. I'm one of the most passionate fucking people. And like him, it's weird. All of the things that he talks about, I already feel like he's telling me what I am. Because heaps of us have been through that. And this journey of him and his direction where he's going, trying to heal the nation, I said to him, fuck, you know, I've interviewed so many people in my life, but nobody that I know, not a celebrity, other than Mike King, fucking shout outs to Mike King, he's the fucking man, changed his life. And that kaupapa, we'd done collaboration with I Am Hope, because it's for youth suicide and that, and his way of changing, and it wasn't publicly funded, wasn't given government money, none of that stuff. So it's like, when you're trying to heal, he's the only one that I know of that's actually done stuff like that. And this guy with his mouth and everything is literally like out there. And now his shift that he's made in this like week of what he has been doing is just like cool. Because I told him, I was like, nah, your message, and I know, because the half of the people that were on his stories that he's calling out in that, like, I fucking know them, and those are people that I've looked up to, or I've worked with, or I've heard their story, all of that stuff. So I was like, nah, I'm not watching any of this stuff. And then he reached out, like messaging, and I was like, nah, you're just coming to me to ask me about shit. Nah, fuck that, I'm not done with that. Because no, but I'm speaking on the Māoris. Like, I grew up strong, fucking knowing who I am as a teenager. I speak my language fluently. My babies speak our language, and I told them when they have children, they're fucking gonna speak their language. Like, when I speak to them in Māori, they know, speak Māori back to mama. Don't you fucking like fuck the Pākehā language. You're gonna speak your native tongue. That all those things that you think about is just like strong stuff. And now that he's doing like his healing stuff and seeing the stuff that he did with Dion, I was like, oh my God, maybe I'll be able to do that one day. Because he's pointing out things, but where he's going to prep himself for this journey, there's going to be a lot of haters, and he spoke about it. You know, the wairua stuff, the stuff that happened to me heaps as a kid. And because I'm so outspoken and I don't give a fuck, and I'm like, bring it on, I don't give a fuck if I'm going to lose, bitch. I will fight you to the death, motherfucker. Like, you don't know me type of shit, eh? It's like that energy, he has that energy. I've tamed that energy down heaps. Like, fuck, if you know, you know. Like, the real ones that know me and the people that know us, our core soul of who we are as people, that's, you know, they're the ones that know. And it's like, fuck, we can't be out here pleasing everyone, so people aren't always going to like him. Even when I said to him, I was like, nah, fuck, why are you calling out all the Māoris? Or on the phone, and he's like, nah, I'm fucking calling out Pākehā too, I'm just calling out everyone and keeping them accountable. And I was just like, nah, still just like fucking a Māori just doing what we do, which is, you know, stuck up for our own, and you see it as an attack, right? But seeing this other side of him, like for our brand carriers, we're going to make his merch, do all of that stuff. And the only reason why, like, we haven't talked about or put this on our own platforms. We haven't. We were talking about, we're going to release this, right? And having a plan to say it, because I know people are going to unfollow me probably because they're hurt about what he said. But when you think about keeping people accountable for what they've done, like fucking pedophiles, like, I feel one day, I hope that I'm strong enough to be able to face that. I feel like I'm not strong enough to be able to do that. But this guy, I see his genuine heart and him going through the shift with his healing that he's doing. That's the only reason why I'm like, nah, I fucking got you. I'll back you. And I know everyone in the media back home. So it's like, I'm going to be like, I know you think he's fucking whatever, but babe, fucking just let him have some airtime. Like, fuck, hook it up. I know I'll be able to do that. And it's people that trust you, right, are going to look at him different, I think, from when we do sort of say that, because he is on his healing journey, but nobody's seen that side yet, right? You guys mentioned,
Well, we mentioned it.
Hey, you said you mentioned the little shift day.
Yeah, like with what we were talking about earlier. And then I come home one day and I said to Renz, Shubz has got a shift in his content. Like, he's changed the way he's doing it now. He's not so being aggressive out there. You know, he's tamed it down. He's tamed it down, and he's gone a different direction of like talking more about of his healing, rather than the other side of exposing and being harsh on those abusers. And then just in the last few weeks, I've just seen it, and it's mean. It's good to see that sort of things, because for me personally, like, I don't like the drama. People think that I love the fucking drama, but I fucking hate it.
Yeah.
You know, I've created this environment as my home, the whare, as in peace.
Yeah.
Because I want to be in peace.
Feels like
about
a
that, eh?
Yeah.
I was like,
Feels
no,
like a
don't
team.
bring your
That's good,
drama
yeah.
over here, or your bad attitude, or your... I was like, are you getting aggressive? No, and he was like, like, it's those little things that, you know, that because we're so used to doing or being a certain way, eh? Like, when you're traumatized and you're fucked up mentally, physically, everything, you're naturally going to revert back to what you have always known, because it's how you've always been.
Yeah, your
So
default.
It is. It's a fucking reset default setting that you fall into naturally without even thinking it. And just
even coming in here, bro. Even coming in
catching
here.
it, eh?
Yeah, even coming in here, though, I felt like when you say peace, cause I felt like it was peace in
Yeah.
here. Like, I don't feel like anything but like just peace. Cause when you say that, bro, I believe that. You know? Cause and you got two tornadoes walking in the motherfucker.
No, but where we've been having our huis and where I'm located, he said the same thing to me about the space that I'm in, and like at the back of my backyard. It's big, and it's just got like...
It's peaceful out.
It's cool.
Yeah, I
Like
saw
the
that was
bush.
that footage that you put up this morning,
bro,
eh?
Yeah,
mean.
because for me, it's like, you know, obviously I've got like a couple of weeks before I get on this journey of Iwi Whakamahu, bro. And I don't know, it's just like the space that I was in, it's quite busy, you know what I mean? And there's cars all the fucking time, you can hear buses and shit. But then it was just like, Buzzy just being around, because we were trying to, you know, because she's, you know, she's on when it comes to like, you know, strategizing different things, bro. And like, you know, if you've got someone that's willing to help you, that's good at something, why not be, you know, share space and try and create, because, bro, like, yeah, there's like a wider shift, a spiritual shift that I have to, and like that I'm that I'm undergoing, you know, I have to, you know, eat from and partake in. But there's also like strategy of like, okay, content, like, you know, she's got a couple of weeks off, so I was like, you know, and then, you know, she's like, let's do something.
Wait, hang on, you're not doing any of that old shit, eh? Because I ain't fucking with it. You ain't gonna call out my cousins and my brothers, because I was like, nah, that ain't happening, bro. Like, no, man.
And like, don't get me wrong, like, fuck, all those pedos can still get fucked, you know what I mean?
Pedos,
all their
yes.
fuckies, but
Pedos,
like,
regardless
but at the
of your
same
family.
time, like, yeah, it's just you know, finding a different, a new, it's like just a new way to tailor the way that I'm going about things, but also like having who's very clued up in media, but even in strategies and stuff, and like I said, and then her being willing to like, I'll manage you, you know what I mean? Like, it's really cool, but.
And this is the first too, like no one knows that until now, that you're a manager, that Shubz is a manager. Like that's big news alone.
You're
just
getting
that.
the big exclusive right now. It's fun.
Bridget's getting the exclusive.
Nobody knows. Nobody. We
First
literally
clip
haven't
promo.
Hey, tag us,
collaborate, cuz,
Yeah, tag us so we can collab on that post.
do like a 2-week hype, bro. Put it up like after Christmas or something, Merry Christmas or something, I don't know. But yeah, that's right. No one knows, bro. No one knows but yous and my team, Yous and my team, so no one knows.
I feel honoured.
Content-wise.
Hard.
Yeah. How exciting for you though, because obviously you have a vision
Yeah,
on
definitely.
what you want to achieve.
Yeah, of course.
And to do that, two's better than one.
Well, I see just what you were just saying before, like about the pedos and you're calling them out. What you're doing with Heal the Nation, Iwi Whakamahu,
Yeah.
it's bigger. It's bigger than that.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah,
big time.
it's bigger.
That's bigger than all of that, cuz. It's bigger than all,
it's
even
bigger.
calling out the corrupt.
It's a bigger
elites that-
purpose.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, so
and it's trying to live in that purpose, brother. Like now, it's trying to like, well, if I'm gonna be fucking heal the nation, I can't be fucking fuck you and fuck you and fuck your mother. You know what I mean? You try to work on that. So that was sort of something that I had decided in me, and then. When Skye had realised that sort of aligns with, all right then, because she's even though she's still we'd be homies, but she still don't want to be like,
I'm like,
if you're gonna fuck it, you can be my homie over there, you know what I mean? You can be my homie, but like she's like a a certain set of skills that is makes me a nightmare for people like you now.
We went to Kapahaka, and he walked in and he's like, "Oh, Shubz," and I was like, "Oh, fuck." Tom Bro, I'm sure that's that dude out there was fucking talking about his auntie. I was like, "Oh, rad shit." Poor cunt. But honestly, it was aroha, like poor cunt, because you just think it's sad. But you know how we were talking about the tāne wānanga and stuff that you're starting to get into, bro. Like, for our men and the youth suicide rate, especially in New Zealand, for our boys, it's fucking disgusting. New Zealand's so small, but we have the highest, we're number 3 in the world of youth suicide and suicide in general. And, you look at that stats again, and it's Māori is the highest. So, when you think about all of the stuff like that I'd seen of him, that is why, because there was no one telling you back then or having money to go to a counsellor, right? Nobody even talked about that. That's Pākehā shit. In a Māori house, you know what fucking lion red is, you know what spots are, you know what fucking tinfoil is,
Just
you know
like
what tinnies
extra
are.
dry for the people.
Like
Carlton dry.
you know what right neck.
Yeah, for the Aussies,
that's what your life is. It's not talking about, oh, Timmy, I think you should release your feelings today. Ain't nobody fucking saying that to you. Like, get your fucking ass in the blah blah blah. You better fuck like that. That's the type of shit. And then you become that unconsciously. He's talking about his relationships, and I'm like, yeah, that's exactly my story too. You do what you've seen modeled to you with your mum and dad. My mum and dad loved me. I lost my dad when he was 33 and I was 15, and then obviously I never told my dad because I know my dad would have killed that guy. And it was the one time we were allowed to stay at someone's house, and there was, and as a mum, all of my family, I think that I'm over the top with my daughters. And I wouldn't let them stay anywhere. They weren't allowed to go anywhere. And it's because of my own fucking insecurities. And that stuff is like, we're trying to protect our kids. So that's why when I had seen his story, I was like, fuck. And then Kapahaka. And then obviously we had talked about, at Kapahaka a few times, they talked about things, being fucked up. And he was like, fuck. I got you out if you need to talk about whatever. And when people offer that, people offer it all.
People offer that. These are the more shit.
Yeah, and they are all shit. And that's why, like, that co-independence, I feel like I'm a staunch fucking motherfucker. And I don't need any motherfucker to give me here. I'm going to do it myself. So I don't rely on anyone. I don't be telling like you. I don't like the dramas, but people, I don't know. It's like I just attracted, People want to come with me with their dramas, and I'm like, bro, I'll either punch your head or tell you to get fucked, like, get out. And now being here in Australia, it's given me that time to, like, where I stay and looking out at that bush, I literally put my feet on the ground to ground myself. Basic shit that we weren't taught, right? Ground yourself, the warm half breathing you were talking about. I've just only realized that it's that fight or flight. I've always been in that, and that's because my dad would go out heaps, and then my mum fucking scream the house down at him, be mad, and then that obviously having a punch up and my dad smashing the place. This shit that I haven't told people to either publicly, but that stuff, as a kid, and I'm the oldest, it's just me and my bro, and I've got a whāngai brother, and I'll be in the room like consoling my baby brother and be like, it's all right, my brother, and be scared as fucking little kids, like, and then I'll try and be tough and be like, stop fighting, guys, and then know that fuck, I might get a dong or whatever, you know, trying to stop it. But when that stuff, and you're growing up in that environment and it happens so much, it fucking rewires what the normal is. And then I consequently had heaps of relationships that were like that. And it's like, now I don't trust anyone. I don't want to be in a relationship with any man because fuck, they're just going to try and do what they normally do. It's being possessive because I'm out there, I'm real friendly, all of that stuff, trying to change what you can wear. You can wear this, you can't wear this, you can't talk to him. All of that stuff, that control stuff, I have big issues about that. And it's like only now I'm starting to heal. So when I see this guy and he's actually made a shift, and I've seen it that nobody else is seeing right now, because this shit is hot off the press of what he's actually doing, his actions are doing it, and I can vouch for that shit. And that was the reason why I was like, okay, I'll back you and help him, because I know that what I can bring with my 20 years in TV and knowing heaps of people, knowing how media runs work, knowing how publicity and putting the stuff out beforehand and doing press releases, I can help do all of that stuff for him.
So that's pretty much
protect him from that shit.
Yeah, and that's pretty much like a lot of the next couple of weeks, we're just locking in on all of that stuff on, you know, content strategies, even just all kinds of things, you know, heaps of things. So, and the thing is, because a lot of the people that I have spoken of, you know, in a lot of the content, like she said and touched on, every like second person she knows, or you know what I mean. And
it made me mad, and I'm like, oh no, I'm not watching this shit anymore.
Yeah, and has a relationship with. But this is the thing though, even just like her willing to stand beside me in this. Also, hopefully, can heal some of those. It doesn't mean they're going to like me, but at least they might, you know, the real ones that really know her, or at least know that, oh, okay, like maybe this dude isn't the worst dude.
They'll look at it in another lens.
Yeah, bro, because we only see things the way we see, right? Yeah. The way that we're conditioned to see things. Yeah. You know?
What made you change your position? Because you talk about
From
how you're
being
pissed off. Yeah, you reaching out to now you're hot off the press manager.
Yeah, manager.
What happened there? What was it that made you go?
The charming bloke.
Besides that, bro, of course.
He's too talented. Then his fucking head's gonna be like,
No, not even.
he actually gets under my skin.
Gotta sell the dream, cuz. Gotta sell the dream. I have a dream. Martin Luther in this bitch. No.
I think because we come back to that brokenness, right? Like if I'm sitting here and people, like I had said some shit on my stories like months ago, and I was trying to be consistent and post every day. Like I know what works. I've built platforms like 100,000 fucking plus and getting like fucking 3 million views in fucking like a day, you know, like that type of stuff. So I know what needs to be done for my own platform. But when your ass is broken, what the fuck are you going to say? Am I going to be fake as and put on my fake facade and be like, hey fam, fuck, hope your runs well? Nah, I'm not. Because my mental capacity is not at that. I'm not even really engaging on any of the things. I've just been hiding it. And that's like 3 weeks later. I'm just like not there. So going from that broken part of being broken right now and him being broken also, and hearing that he's wanting to change and actually doing the healing, to me, I was like, want to see the video without saying I want to see the video. And then he played me the video and I'm like, that's a personal thing. You don't go showing your healing or something when they're bringing up your traumas and things, skeletons in the closet or whatever. Like, that's personal stuff to you that you don't just share with everyone. So he was being vulnerable again to me without even knowing, because he hadn't watched it. And he was like, nah, all good. Because that's just how he is. He's pretty that type. Everything is all good. I'm like, no, what is it? No, and no.
Well, pretty much. Obviously, you see the hat that I'm wearing. This T-shirt, where's the receipt? Even I'll put that one on later. But Iwi Whakamahu. But for me, I reached out to her because, like, one, I already knew who she was when it comes to media, and I understood we had those conversations, you know, and then I saw, but I also knew merch. I was like, oh, people be wanting this thing. I was like, maybe I get, a couple pieces just because whatever happens to them. And then I even said to her, I go, you can keep the money. I just want to have the merch, like whatever you make for it. She's like, no, we go in halves, whatever thing comes in. I got the platform, I got the network for it, but whatever you make, no. She's like, I won't do it if you're not going to go halves. So when I approached her, that was the first initial, because I knew that it was where to go. And then I know she's like, you're bloody annoying, bro. What are you talking about, thing? But so there was that, but it's also because I sort of playfully be like, all good, my G, and then like leave it at that. And then obviously once she had got all this thing sorted, all the stuff sorted, we started talking more about what the kaupapa was about, what the idea of Iwi Whakamahu, which what all Heal the Nation and all of that is actually about. Which I should actually just
change
costume.
Yeah, costume change.
Yeah, Clark Kent out the fucking phone booth. But even this Iwi Whakamahu, which means Heal the Nation, and then I just sort of explained it to her more, and then because she wasn't watching any of my content, so she didn't actually know because she wasn't watching it because she was pissed off,
Like, you're not gonna fucking be on my shit. I ain't giving you my time.
Yeah, exactly. But when I explained it to her, and then yes, I also knew her connection and what she had done in that space is quite a bit, and and I thought she could be an asset to me team. Of course, I'd be a liar if I said no, but. I didn't. If that was to come about, didn't matter to me. I just wanted to go make some shirts and a couple of hats for the people, because so many. You know what else? I've had, I reckon, in the last month, over 100 people have messaged me with merchandise that they've made of me that I didn't make. There was my name on the T-shirt or Schubz
Call
or my
them the
picture.
super fan club.
Yeah. Even this one, I'll show you this one today, bro. This one's even more. Oh, I can't. It's fucking. Oh shit, never mind. But someone made a whole Iwi Whakamahu Schubz 2026 Hikoi like merch. Yeah. But I think the dude so someone rang me and goes, "Oh, Schubz live." And he goes, he messaged me and I was like, "Can these people make this?" And I was just like, whatever. I didn't care. And then now that I've seen it, and it's green, which is like sort of representing head, and I was like, glad we're not going with that colour now. You know what I mean? So they made a whole line for people to wear the shit.
And you're like, no, we're going to make it ourselves.
But the thing is,
you'd have to trademark it, so they can't do it.
That's all sorted too, brother. But the boys all sorted it. But the thing is, so they can do whatever. But to me too, I don't feel like, I just think like, there's just more people going to see the fucking kaupapa everywhere. And also, people are going to buy the real shit from the real fella anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, who cares what happens? But yeah, that's how it was all birthed. And then once she got to know the kaupapa and what the cause was and what the go was, then she sort of started softening. And then, you know what I mean? Otherwise, she was sort of like, yeah, I can do that. Yeah. What? You know what I mean?
Straight up.
She was reluctant to even work, but I just knew like she's got the networks. She's been in the game, all of that. So I was like, okay, I'll go to her. And then sure enough, and I knew because a couple other people had worked with her too. Said it was pretty easy to.
Because you're also putting yourself in, like, you're friends with these people back home, and you possibly lose friends from it, followers, all of that.
Well, if you lose friends from someone being friends with someone else, they're not really your fucking friend.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's
true. But it's still your reputation. Your reputation as a person, for people that know me, that know that I'm a fucking real one.
Yeah.
And
that's sort of something that I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna get DMs fucking left, right, and centre. Heaps of my whānau work in media, still on radio stations, bloody everything, and it's just like, you're putting yourself out there for people to come and destroy your peace. We've talked about the peace. Where I'm at, same as you, I'm at that stage in my life. If you're family or not, I don't give a fuck. Like, you're gone to me if you're disrupting that. Like, I could die tomorrow. I want to die tomorrow knowing that I was at least trying to fucking heal my ass from everything. and be a better mum and be like a better sister and be a better daughter, like all those things. I feel like, fuck, I'm a good person anyway, but those things, like we've talked about, the anger and all of that stuff, their 0 to 100 shit is real with people like us. And we're trying to not be that person. Same as him with his aggression, and now he's like, brah! Like he shows those videos, and I was like, because I hadn't seen them. He's ever seen this? No, why would I see them? I fucking stopped watching your shit, babe. And then he's playing it to me, and I'm like, oh, that's intense. Fuck this dude fucking said something, obviously got under his skin.
Oh, yesterday, yeah.
And fucking, it was just chill as, peaceful, like cool. Had the healing thing, you know. He was going through that, what that looked like for him, and then it was just like peaceful as, quiet, and then you just hear this, oh, you fucking, you fucking, and then he finished it, and I was like, looked at him straight away, and I was like, do you think that is a part of your healing journey? I said, this is what I'm talking about, eh? Don't fucking give no motherfucker your time, because you shouldn't be that accessible. When you're trying to heal yourself, you're fucking trying to heal our nation and heal all these people, all fucking colours, all ages. You giving energy to that after just being peaceful, you're giving this motherfucker your time. They don't deserve your time. Fucking people shouldn't be. So like for me, I was telling him, some people message, you know, and I don't get back for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, fucking whatever. The ones that I actually love, and if I'm in a good space, then yeah, I'll respond within the day or whatever. But we've got to fucking take control of that and stop letting people steal our good energy. Because I know there's heaps in me and just had so much shit energy that it's hard to always keep that bubbly nature, fucking positive energy pumping 100 all day. It's impossible for us to do that. But when you're trying to guard that, and that's why I know for my own energy what I do, I'll be able to help him in that sense too, because not everyone is going to love this fella. And even my friends and people that I know that he's bloody called out or whatever, like if that happens, you know, like fuck, to him, he doesn't really worry about a lot of things. For me, I fucking anxious as, worry about all sorts. I overthink everything. I'm like, fucking, I was telling him today, I have 1,000 boxes open and they're all screaming like, you need to do me right now, like, choose me, choose me, choose me.
Not to do me.
That's
Not to do me, Margie.
Don't put that in there. I mean, like, you know,
Put that in there.
it's that mental thought. And because I haven't been on my platform with me and my daughters for ages or doing anything, it's like,
Now she's coming back with Shubz.
That's what you were waiting for, wasn't it? Like, fuck, it's just.
But even that though, props to you for being willing. Props to her for being willing to like
Manages us.
to manage
Or try to
us and
manage
to be out there and say like, all of my connections, all of my people, I support
I love
them.
you. I
Like,
fucking
I
love you
I love
all motherfucking day.
Yeah, but I support them and like that like that's
For the
huge.
healing part.
Yeah.
Okay, all the cracker shit, that ain't fucking me. The healing part, fucking
But in any sense, to support me, like, because bro, I'm getting like looked at from like a lot of people like that, especially that are in those spaces she's friends with, sort of don't want to touch me, bro, because they're like, they see me a certain way. They're even trying to paint me as a racist, cousin. It's not their fault. It's just how it goes, bro. But yeah, anyway, the
You
cool thing
just
is us
like, bro,
connecting.
you've like leveled it up, having Skye on your team now. Like,
Yeah, she
You
leveled
feel
up.
good.
She leveled up being on my team.
Check butt. So I mean, he gets under my skin and I was mentally like, fuck, should I help him? Because I know that I can. And I'm like, I don't know if I've got the fucking mental capacity to put up with him.
But
really.
most people, if they know someone wants to help them, but they're anxious, will probably be nice there and like be like, thank you to me, just stir her up, man. Just stir her up.
Honestly, and I'm like, nah, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna change him, and motherfuckers are gonna know who was behind it. Someone that's broken and trying to heal myself. We can heal each other together because we can recognize those signs when other people that are not broken don't understand, and then they're like, I don't know what's wrong with you, how can I help, or not wanting to help and not even listen, whereas I feel like the hononga that we have for this mahi that he's trying to do, we don't need to tell each other, I'm fucking depressed, I'm this, I'm that. We already know without even having to communicate that, and can see if our moods or wairoa has changed, then you're going to try and change that to keep that path, because that's what everybody needs in their life, right? Yeah. And we've never really experienced that, both of us, to have someone that's fully broken and try and understand you and try and help you and try and navigate you to go on a fucking superhuman journey that he's trying to do.
Like this journey is like, it's not a small feat if you think about it. Like no person, or like not in person, nobody or no community has even done it around the world, where you go and grab literally every colour and every creed in a world where people are so divided. People are so divided by the colour of their skin, by their religious beliefs, by even the sports teams that they support, you know what I mean, whatever it is, to bring all of these people together that are told to hate on each other or for whatever reason, and say, why don't we go around this country, me being an Indigenous man of that country, and the whole team being Indigenous, including welcome to Team Skye, you know, but all of us being Indigenous to that place, you know, and connecting with all these people that media would label as, or a lot of people say, oh, that's colonizer or this, that, and try and break through a lot of those barriers and say, fuck, like what happened? Like, yes, there are things that have happened and things do need to be looked after, but you didn't do that to me. And like you did, you know, your great-great-grandfather might have did these things, but we don't need to hate each other, you know, these kinds of things. And then going and having kais with all these different people. We're in 22 nights around the country, 22 nights and 19 events in each place. Like there's two places where we went, which is Waitangi, we spend 2 days. We'll just enjoy the celebrations, and Ratana. But otherwise, we're trying to do all this, and we only, you know, 4 of us, or plus Skye, you know, there's only 5, you know, 5 of us trying to put together, you know, something that's this gargantuan that's trying to, and also planting trees for shade we never sit under symbolically, but also physically. Like those trees will grow, and we won't be there to be under that shade one day. All that stuff is like, I think it's very powerful. It's also it's very huge, like as in the task at hand to achieve it. You know what I mean? Do we get all the way to, even today we were like readjusting a few things when I was in the toilet before I came up here. The ways we were ringing to going, oh no, we need this and this, we need to fill this time slot, these things. And then, because now we're thinking about doing it as a, like media wise, and doing it, recording it so we can turn it into a documentary and stuff like that. Or series. You know?
Shout outs to my bros that I'm coming for you. That you don't know. And I'm going to ring you.
We're just going to get the putia together, cuz we'll be on the way. Get the cash together. Hey, anybody out there that's watching this, there's still time to send a bit of dosh if you want to help the cause. Hey, we'll check the old, give a little in the link, or you know, get at us directly.
Well, put it in the link.
That's right, brother. But so like to think about all of that, but nothing moves alone. Everything moves together, right, in unison, and you need a team to build anything. Everyone, like even if you bloody Bill Gates, bro, he doesn't become that if he's on his own. You know? Everybody together, bro. And like on a marae, we all Māoris here. Everyone plays a role on a marae. Not everyone is the kai kōrero, not everyone like does the dishes, but like everyone might have their turn at it, but not everyone digs the grave cuss, not everyone cleans the toilets, everyone plays their role, but it works together, right? And that's the sort of thing that I had to grasp, because actually, I don't know if you want to talk, but you want to talk about this?
Yeah, bro.
So, Iwi Whakamahu, Heal the Nation is obviously a vision of myself, my bro Apere Hama, my sis Auntie Hei, she's very maligned. She's sort of like me, but the girl version when it comes to, because she calls out some of those people too. And we're all trying to change our messaging a little bit, you know. So she's like that, but more. He's not as obviously aggressively as I, but. Yeah, so she's sort of like, you know, we're healing a bit of that too. And then my cousin Cole. So all 3 of us have all been on our own personal healing journeys and trying to, you know, sit with that inner child, that broken boy, broken girl. So from that, we birthed this idea, and how it happened, because obviously me calling out all these politicians and that, it made me think, I thought, because all the politicians go to Rātana well, not all of them, but heaps of them go there. They have their day with Rātana. So I thought, well, I might go there and say, what up? and a couple of people floated the idea, and I haven't been back there since I was a kid, like maybe 12 or something, for the celebrations. I thought, oh yeah, it might be a good time to go. And then my bro Apiri Hama said, well, I'll meet you there, but I'll walk from Wellington. And it's about, if you were to walk straight, it's a couple of days walk. So it was like straight. And then I was like, oh, I'll walk with you. And he was like, yeah. I was like, yeah. And then the rest of them said, yeah, same. And then, and then I sort of just floated the idea, why don't we walk from Parliament, turn our backs and walk away? You know, people march to Parliament and yell at the bloody thing all the time, and you know, they don't care. you know, one of my bros, Sam Troff, he went, he creates a lot of petitions around sexual abuse and that, and he done like a walk from Kaitaia all the way to Bluff, from the top, or from the top all the way down to the bottom, bro, which is like, you know, he walked that whole thing, and like all in the name of, like, you know, against pedophiles and sexual abuse. His page is Road to Healing Aotearoa. And then he created a petition to get their maximum sentences like raised up for people who get convicted, because we got people out here getting 6 months on home D for I know one dude, bro, they got 6 months home D and then 12 months good behavior, and he raped a 14-year-old stepdaughter, and he also did his own kids as well, that he had to this lady, the mother of the child. He within 18 months got to not only see his kids again, he also got to have custody of them for holidays, bro. And the mother was arrested because she wouldn't give the kids up, because legally she had to. You know what I mean? This is the kind of shit, there's the disgusting shit that exists in this world, but even in our nation. And the bro Sam Froth, he marched to Parliament with heaps of people, and he got there, and the Prime Minister didn't want to come out, but then the Prime Minister, Christopher Luxon, but he'd rather go to IKEA and cut the ribbon to say opening. But when someone brings the real problems, you know, even in New Zealand, they had a Royal Commission case into 200,000 sexual abuse cases in state care. And it's not a big country. You know what I mean? Exactly. It's huge, bro. Like, so that's why, like, I will always remain passionate about that kind of, and shining a light, because what my goal in that whole space is to, you think about 20 years ago, mental health wasn't a thing. You didn't talk about your feelings, you know, just wasn't a thing. Now it's normalized, probably too much. Some people were too sucky. No, do your thing. But you know what I mean? So, whereas now I feel like if I can shine this light that I shine on it, and I think if I didn't have that period, am I going to go back to there? I don't know. You know, who knows what life has in store. But if I didn't have the period of being that jarring, like, smack you in your face, aggressive dude, people, like, it wouldn't have cut through, you know what I mean? And I think that served its purpose at that time, you know what I mean? Like, to like open, to build that platform to say, hey, this is like what goes on. Now when I speak into that, people listen, you know what I mean? But that also doesn't mean I have to keep talking like that or that way, you know, I understand.
Hit the nerves.
You know, because it does, it's the nerve is jarring, but that's what's got a lot of people on board. It's because of that way, you know, and spoken about my abuse in that way. So, but not understanding all of that, all been through our own traumas, and we're like, why don't we do that? And then it gets to, let's go to Ratana, and then we're like, why don't we go to Waitangi? And then we go there, then I have a conversation with the cousins up there, all good, boom, boom, boom. And then it just turns out we realise that physically we can't get from, because Waitangi is 6th of Feb, we can't, unless, even if we were David Goggins, we probably wouldn't make it. like straight up cut, Sam Harvey might, but like, so we're going from Ratana all the way up there, we just physically can't do it in time. So I was like, especially if we're going to take other people with us. So then we decided to turn it into like a convoy / eco. We'll walk a couple of parts of it, but mostly it's a convoy. And then what it does is it gives us an opportunity to go to these communities that when they do these hikois, like from the top to Parliament, and go and scream at Parliament, and they don't care. Like, you know what I mean? You know. So when they do those, a lot of those places on the sides of the country where they get missed. So people might leave those and come into the centre or join the hikoi on the journey, or they might do an activation in the town just to pump up what the people. But they get missed this way. Our hikoi or hiding can go through these towns and sit with them and have dinner and have a yarn, and so that was sort of the idea, and bring all these different communities together, you know, all these different belief systems and colours of skin, and and I think it's especially looking at, it's a different country, but we're Anzacs, looking at what happened in Bondi, bro, and I think it's it's a paramount time to do this kind of a thing now.
I was going to say that, like, it's such a beautiful purpose what you're doing back home, especially after what's happened in Bondi. And I don't want to go too much into Bondi because, but like what you're doing is healing the nation. It's not just Māori.
No.
It's everyone, all
Yeah.
colours, religions. And what's gone on is this religion war and whatever it is, race war. It's terrible.
100%, brother. 100%. We can exist and be proud of who we are, brother. I don't think being proud to be Maori means you can't be proud to be something else. You know, or also I'm more than just Maori. I'm Scottish too, somewhere. You know what I mean? We all got a bit of like we're all Bitses now. You know, and you know, and what, also if I'm to denounce my Scottish side, then I've probably got to cut off my leg. You know what I mean? Like silly. You know, but. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't know anything to do with being Scottish, but I know everything to do with being Māori.
Yeah,
you know, that's my identity in a sense,
Yeah.
and that will always be. So, yeah, it's that, and it's bringing people together, because food brings people together more than anything, you know? You could say funerals, but then people are sad, you know, or they're angry, you know, or they're trying to take their mum's money from their brother that's about to inherit it, you know? All of that kind of shit. So, for me, I'm just literally... I just think like, and again, I'm not no healer, brother. Like, I'm just trying to heal myself. But if me and you and everybody else that walks with us wants to do the same, there's power in unity, you know. And whether it's for good or bad, you know, look at things like Hitler and them. That was unity for bad, you know. Imagine unity for good.
Yeah. And you mentioned just before your team, and I know like on social media, people are like asking you talk about your team a lot.
Yeah.
And people don't know who your team are.
Yeah.
And you've obviously just named them all now.
Yeah, I better help my shout out them. Well, I was going to show them on here, but my flattery's bet. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but I better help my shout out to my bro. I better help my rua. He's our Māori. He's like our real Māori. He's going to do all the kōreros in the Māori space. So, you know, I can, but it's been a while, you know. But he's the main man in there.
Yeah.
He's also going to teach. He's got a couple of cool things he's going to teach on the journey when we do each event as well. He's a magician. The first real Māori magician. He travelled all around the world doing magic in Māori. Yeah, because shout out to the bro. Cool. And he's the man, bro. Beautiful heart too. Father of 10. And we got this Auntie Hey. Like I said, very much maligned to our Māori, but she's just a beautiful soul who does a lot for people, man, and like a lot with women and women's rights and stuff like that, bro. Big time. Yeah. And heaps of things, but she's not like a feminist, because she's also thinks that a lot of people have like attacking the man and taking the man out of the home, or made men to feel like little, so she understands their psychology. Now she's on, bro, and then my cousin Cole, is a painter from Wanganui, living in Taranaki, but he's like, without Cole too, bro, this whole journey doesn't start, because Cole gave me the info on Te Pāti Māori. But and then we were sort of used, we believe, as ploy through Te Pāti Māori from Debi Ngāti Wapeka and them. We were sort of used as a ploy to tell their side of the story. We believe, but then obviously while we were in there, because we wouldn't have sides, we just realised that, this is a shit show, And then we didn't play nice, So yeah, but without the cousin Cole putting us onto all of that stuff, and connecting us with, shout out to Auntie Mao. Now you're probably listening, Auntie. This is Mum. She's Debbie's one of Debbie's team. But people already know all this shit now, because he threw himself under the bus. He threw himself under the bus on purpose, because people were trying to discredit where our information was coming from and stuff. So he stuck up threw himself under the bus, and So shout out to my cousin Cole too. But just the father, and with Cole, he's Muslim. He's Muslim. He's Māori and he's my whanaunga, but he's a Muslim, he's a revert, as they say, and he's he also is a beautiful human, because want to do things for people. So at this time, he's on the other end of the Bondi thing, where people are hating those people. People are hating Muslims now again. And I think back to 2001, cuz 9/11. I was only a kid, but I remember. To be honest, I didn't even know what a Muslim was back then, and then after that, every time you ever thought of one through movies or TV was just like that they're terrorists, you know what I mean? And that's the narrative. And I see a lot of that narrative being painted too about these guys, and that all Muslims, because a white fella wouldn't have done that. Well, what about the white fellas that shoot up all those schools? Are they not white fellas? But again, it shows that it's an innate human problem that you have bad people in all colours, you know what I mean? Like Columbine, all of those things, they all white fellas, the ones that go shoot up the movie theatres, you know what I mean? So to point it to an ethnicity or a colour of skin or a belief system and say they're the only radical things in the world, That's ridiculous. I can only go on my perspective on how Muslims have treated me. And I spent a lot of time in Muslim countries and with Muslim people, and they looked after me, cuz. And that's all I can say, you know. But, you know, people are going to say whatever they want. Each to their own. And one thing that's sad that happened in Bondi, but the sad thing is that's also a reality in many countries every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, we also live in this society where, you know, we're wrapped in cotton wool. And that doesn't make it right either at all. But we are in the society where we're wrapped in cotton wool, and that doesn't happen. So you're like, it's freakish. But imagine being someone who gunshots going off sounds like your mum doing the dishes every day. And yeah, you know, a bomb going off sounds like an airplane flying over your house that we listen to if you live near airport or airplane, like, you know, zone. You know, the perspective is everything, cuz, you know. And we talked about it earlier, 200 years ago, because, you know, 2 people ago, if people can live for 100 years, 2 people ago, our people, we're all Māori, we're literally getting shot at by British and trying to shoot them back, and, you know, we're at their necks, you know. That part of our bloodline is that side, and part of our bloodlines are the other side. It's crazy, you know.
Have you got sponsorships all lined up?
I've got a few people in the works, bro. You've got a few just working. The thing is, it's Christmas Eve, so like a lot of things shut down. So a lot of things we won't hear back exactly until just after New Year's, sort of thing. So yeah, which is cutting it close, but it's all good. Yeah, it's all good. Cause if it's meant to happen, it'll happen. It's gonna happen anyway, bro. Even if it's just because it was just me and my mates who were gonna do it anyway, which we still will. You know. And if we don't have any flash cameras, we'll use our phones. But so if we've got a charger, you know, so and there's gonna be a lot of people anyway, bro. So yeah.
People sign up on to come and walk with you guys. How's that all happen?
Oh, they just decide if they want to, you know. Just rock up. Just rock up. So, I mean, if they want to let us know, that's cool too. Like, you know, obviously let us know. You know, it makes us feel special. Ooh, we got some people coming, you know.
What's on your Facebook page, Iwi
Whakamahu, Heal the Nation. It's all on that Facebook page. You know, you're all better be on there. Nah. But even if it's not, it's all on my content. Around this space, I'll just reshare it on my own platforms anyway. So, because a lot of people are like, I don't have Facebook, you know.
I've actually shared it on our Insta page.
Oh,
so it's on there.
Grateful, brother.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, cuz.
But I'm already following you guys.
No, after.
Oh, yeah.
After, no, not from you, from all the DMs you get.
I'm not. Yeah. I'm trying not to think about it and just live in the moment.
Oh, you do that now?
Shut up.
we had that conversation on the way, cuz.
Yeah, because I got some news.
Yeah, so she, mine, I was like, you're right. She's like, oh, just thinking about that. And then I was just worrying. I was like, And then I played her. Do you know Bill Burr? That fella Bill Burr, the comedian, the Ranga dude. Anyways, it's this quote that I love because I actually live that way, bro. And it's about worry, because I said, you know, worry is a wasted emotion. There's a wasted emotion.
And what did I say? Yes, because I do know.
And then she goes, yes, I do know that. And then I played her this Bill Burr.
It was like that.
I played her this Bill Burr quote when he's on some TV show, and he's like, you know, I just, you know, if it's like I just act like everything's gonna be all good. And then he's like, and then if it's not all good, then I just deal with it then. Yeah. You know, he's like, you know, even if it isn't, like, isn't life better just knowing that it's all good until it's not? You know, sort of thing. That's what I sort of said to her, and I sort of, you know. So, you know, I'm helping her too. Hey.
Well, he actually is. And it's only from that brokenness, when you come back to that being broken, the trauma, all of that heaps of us have gone through, that we can understand, don't need to talk about. Yeah, just pick up on the vibe, and we already know we're on a mission to help give this kaupapa the mana that it deserves, because people will come at me at the end of the day like, I got big shoulders, I'm very strong, and I know what I'm getting myself in for. But people that don't know how broken, like, this is the first time that I've spoken about a lot of things in my whole life and ever shared. So people will see that and be like, oh, wish I knew so could have helped you. But I'm not that person, because I'm so independent. I don't lean on anybody for anything. I don't need a man to pay my rent, to pay for my house, pay my shit. I got my own bag. And that's because I don't trust anyone. Like, literally. But the thing with me and this fella is we actually trust each other and know that the intentions are good. And when you're a shit talker, don't even message me. Like, I was telling him, like, you just need to fucking block. And he goes, I don't block anyone. And I was like, well, you fucking need to start blocking motherfuckers.
Because I don't block people, G. Because one, algorithm, cuz, you know? Algorithm, feeds the algorithm, cuz, let them. But like I don't reply to everybody. And then she was like, I blocked them, like they don't all deserve access to your thing. And then, yesterday was our first time that I blocked a few people, cuz, like when I say block, I mean block just trolls, you know? Usually trolls, trolls I get easy dubs, cuz I feed off trolls, cuz I smoke all the trolls, you know? You know, because I just use whatever they say and just flip it back on them.
I think you need to have those boundaries in place for yourself too.
Well, especially now, cuz, especially in a different.
Because you're
need to have boundaries.
Especially, and I actually, you know, there's one actually. I'll give you an example, because we've got obviously a huge sovereign community. So they got them here too, you know, and that's cool. And but a lot of them can be a bit too out the gate, like with the like a lot of the stuff they might be saying might be true. But like a lot of the delivery, like we're talking about my delivery, working on my messaging. So then I think a lot of it too is ego. Like a lot of them want to feel like, you know, because they know fucking, they know treaty law and all of this shit. so they know the law, not law. You know, they know that one instead of that one. So because they've clued up and they've gone and put all this time and energy into learning this law or whatever, or learning all of these facts about this legislation, they also have this self-importance. There's like, also just still chill, you know what I mean?
Relax.
And then so, you know, because she was there when I was like, because she's like literally just trying to help me create and like put our brains together to help all these different spaces. Because there's a lot that can come from this, a lot to do. There's also a lot of direction, and like I said, that's why I said, cuz pick her brain, bro, when she's there, because she's onto it, bro.
Who can talk to him? Because I'm like, hang on, fuck, who is it? And I already know, like, if we set up a separate one just for media inquiries, I know how fierce that world goes, and it's like, if we're just getting them to go there and through me, I'll know who the fuck it is first, and what their intentions are to spin this. And it's like, you know, we all got to protect each other. It's like the Wairua side, I feel like, is something like he's spoken about it earlier, about like spiritually, when people put shit on you, like it happened to me heaps as a kid, and my pups would always bless us, put us in the water, take us back to the coast, literally dunk our heads all one at a time in the water to karakia ourselves, and that stuff we will really be relying on, you know, to help look after him, look after the team, look after the people that are on the journey. It's not just oh, sweet, we're all going to have a kai. It's trying to think about the well-being of everybody that's getting involved in this and trying to keep people safe, because people have really said, you know, death threats and saying that they're going to get him and all of that. Like, that's so stupid. But it happened, and if they actually did try to do that, you want to make sure he's safe, everybody's safe, because there's going to be kids there, there's going to be little ones in prams, there's going to be all sorts, people in wheelchairs, you know, like I've done heaps of hikoi, all the hikoi that happened in Aotearoa, I've done that, and everybody turns up. It's going to be the same with this, but if you're talking about healing, you don't want to get stuck with stupid dramas and people trying to attack or people trying to shoot or doing any of that crazy stuff. And that too is being able to put out public releases from the team, knowing what the intentions are. And I know some coppers back home, it's like trying to get that too, so that they know what's coming, whether they decide to put some of their resources into ensuring that people are safe wherever it is. Those things are, you know, like he said, it's big, and it just started off just being all poo of just, let's do this, brother. And now it's actually like, holy shit, it's actually a big thing where we want to make sure everybody is looked after the best that we can to make sure people can do this safely. You know, because with what's happened in Bondi, it just touches so much more why it's so important for everybody of every culture to come and heal, because I bet you one in probably every 50 group, and if you looked at the whole world, I reckon half of that 50 have had some things that have sat with them that they've never been able to release, and it's fucked up relationships, it's fucked up jobs, it's fucked up their kids, it's fucked up every single part of their life. And the messages that I've heard, some that people have said, people have been crying and like praising him for what he's doing because they could relate. And that's what that's why too, like I've joined, is not just because of the hurt, but it's like nobody's ever taken on a mission to heal the nation and do it in a way like this where we can all come together. All his previous stuff that he's posted, put that aside, We're focusing on people that have been sexually abused. When you're talking state care numbers, what is the government doing to fix those people? What are they offering to all these people? And then the ones that have been with their own parents and done that, like what is the government doing? They ain't doing jack shit. So this is like an attempt as a people power movement to be able to start something. Where it goes after this, who knows? Like shit, it could build into this massive as kaupapa, but right now for
the whole world.
Exactly,
the whole
and that
world
would be amazing to make a ripple effect that it could do that, and it starts with one dude and his bros to be able to do that. But right now, especially after the Bondi thing, this is the time when if you're not with your family or you're not with your children, that you're feeling the most vulnerable. This is the time when people are having suicide ideation and feeling like the world is better off without them. This messaging sort of gives people hope that are going through dark times to know, like, fuck, I might meet some people that are just like me, and then know, like, your actual's fucking normal now. Everyone else ain't normal because they didn't live the tragedy shit that you went through. It's bringing people of all walks of life to come together and start that healing. Like, he's healing. I'm fucking healing. It's taken me 50,000 years to get here, but fuck, if I could transform my life in 1 year from now, not to be fully healed, obviously, you can't fucking heal that shit all at once, but if I could be 80% better or 50% better than what I am feeling right now, imagine how many other happy people and happy people going to work, happy people in their relationships, happy people in their whare, happy people at their marae, happy people on their executive hois sitting at the round table making decisions for our people to benefit our people. Imagine the mind shift and that frequency that's going to go through all of these people. They're going to be in their circle. It's going to rub off on them eventually, right? And it'll do the same thing. And that's all because of this little kaupapa. And I'm like, 100 stab with that.
And it's going back to this, like, realising again that it's all birthed out of me and my mates all wanting to heal our inner child. And then if everybody came on that same journey, even if you're someone that has never been raped, you've never been stabbed or anything, you haven't had fucking nail hammered through your foot as a child, all that kind of shit, like myself and other people have been through. Just maybe you didn't get enough hugs from your parents, or your parents were so busy working that they weren't there. Like all of that shit. Like, trauma is relative, you know. What I experienced physically is less than someone else's experience physically, but it's also way worse than some people have experienced physically. But then mentally, the pain of that, you know, like I said, just your parents never been there, never given you a hug. That can change the whole game for some people,
telling
right?
you that I love you.
They're telling you that I love you and all of that stuff. Because then for us, we got to love you, but we got to crack. You know what I mean? I love you back.
I love you, but kick your ass.
Yeah. So and from that, I do believe that when I say it's huge, like the magnitude of it is, it could ripple between indigenous cultures all around the world and the people that they're meant to be against. If they could come together, the power in that unity, the power in that. And I keep saying, like, A Bug's Life, that movie, when the bros look at those ants and they're like, if the bros realise there's way more of them than us, we're doomed, cuz. Our way of life is hungry, but it's true, you know. And it's not, and even this whole sense of like coming together, I have to like keep pushing the fact this is not a political. It's not, people will say, but you're leaving Parliament. Yeah, we're leaving it behind.
Yeah.
You know, we're leaving Parliament behind. We're leaving the place that doesn't care about what you march there and yell about behind. Like I just said to you, bro, my bro Sam Froth, he marched there, fucking people, got all these cones out to represent all these sexual abuse. The fucking Prime Minister opened a window, didn't want to come out. But he'd rather go cut a ribbon at IKEA or open up the next thing. You know what I mean? Same thing. Well, if they don't care, then, wow, let's go. Let's go the other way. Turn their backs the other way. So, it did initially start with, I'll go say what up to the politicians, but they're still human beings. You know what I mean? I can talk to them. And then people don't realise that my family, like, are from Ratana. We're staying at the homestead of the OG that created the whole damn thing. And then we're going from there, we'll be at Waitangi too, which people look at as political. But even Waitangi, like that's my blood goes in there, you know. On my nanny's blood coat goes in up there too, and the cousins are going to welcome us. You know, we're spending 22 nights across the whole North Island, you know, going to all these different places. It's going to be very significant.
Awesome, kaupapa. Really love what you're doing, and I think it's big. Like, I hope this goes worldwide. Like, that's awesome, bro.
Yeah. January 19th, Iwi Whakamahu, Heal the Nation. See you at Parliament, ya buggers.
And I think it's like for you, Skye, like you're helping Schubz, but it's this hikui is going to help you a lot with your healing. I can just see it myself. Like you're gonna the aroha and wairua that you're gonna feel back there while you're on that journey.
Yeah.
You're gonna come back a different person.
Yeah. I feel like we've spoken about that. Like, yeah, you're naturally gonna go to a different place. You're naturally gonna have healing. It's like your guys' podcast, you know, you've interviewed so many different people and what they're sharing, and you're hearing it, you're like, that was really good. Like you're taking stuff out of it. That's what we want everyone to do. But heck yeah, I wanna get to that place.
Yeah.
I wanna get to a place of knowing like, fuck, I actually feel good. Like people just see you and because you're smiling and put on a fake smile think that you're okay. But if you looked internally at what's behind that smile is or that joke or whatever, laughing, they don't know, and that's the effect that it's going to have. But I definitely think it's going to have an effect on me. I just wanted to say something too when I was thinking about my my upbringing, because I talked about like the abuse side. There was still love there, and I want to make sure that part is in there. There was definitely love. My mum loved me and my brother fiercely. My dad loved me and my brother fiercely, and I suppose that's the fear when you know the capability of your parents. Like my mum used to scrap with my dad, but also scrap other people with my dad. Like she was tough. She's a tough gangster motherfucker, and people see my mum now as like this lovely as like at the marae and in a kapahaka group. They're like, "Oh, I love you, aunt," and blah blah blah. And I'm like, yeah, but they don't really fucking know you, man. They don't know you like me and my brother know you. Like and I said to my mum, I'm not blaming you for why I'm like this. But I know what was modeled to me as a kid was ingrained so deep into my fucking mind and my heart, my soul. I've become them, passionate as fuck, intense as fuck, love harder than hard. Like when I love someone, fuck, I love them. Like I'll just meet people and I love them. That you're like in my group of people I'm gonna fucking go to war for. Like, you know, that protection. My dad taught me that. They taught me so many. My dad always was my protector, and when he died and I was 15, that's when I was fucked. The world went down an ugly as path, because I felt like the one dude that I fully believed and trusted would keep me safe wasn't there anymore. And it was like, you got to channel that energy, become him. And I would just idolize my dad and wanted to become like him when he did a lot of bad stuff that even our family don't know about. Like, but he still loved fiercely, and that's what I want to make sure that's clear, is that I was lucky. I was told that my mum loved me, even though we're like chalk and cheese, because we can rub each other up the wrong way. Same like this fella, you know, people when they know how to just get under your skin, they can just go right there and can take you to that place. But my parents definitely loved me. My dad loved,
like I said, charming bloke.
I don't know about the charm, mate. That shit ain't working over here, eh? Fucking all the rest of the aunties in the super fan club, honestly. I was cracking up, like just the impact that he's got and taken.
Fuck, those crow ones are out the gate, dude.
Fuck, he said it to me, and I'm like, bruh, fucking hell. But that's the effect, right, of change. And when you can be around people that can be real, that can be vulnerable, that can be straight up, and put all your cards out on the table, so ain't nobody gonna come and try and attack you with what you've really shared. Because what do you got? What else you got? And this guy, you know, he's making an impact on my life too, I think, in the
Sure.
small amount of time.
Sure, grateful.
But a tiny bit. Don't get a big head. No. They can be like, yeah. It's a little impact, like what you said, in the healing journey. And like, I'm trying to think, like, obviously, I still work, I still hustle my side hustle, and I really want to be there for the whole time. And I'm like, okay, how can I make that much money so that I can be there every step of the way? Because that would be the ideal plan. But, you know, I still have a house in New Zealand that's got a mortgage, you know, I still have fucking rent that I got to pay here, you know, those are the real logistics. And so when people are giving of their time, you appreciate that stuff, eh? But it's all healing because we give without wanting anything back. When you give from a genuine place, from your actual manawa, not worried about how much money you're going to get paid or all of that type of stuff, when you're giving without wanting anything in return, that's where the magic happens, eh? Because you're doing it for the actual cause. And I think us just working together and him and his team, it's like a natural progression of what happens next. As long as people like him stay aligned and, you know, work little bit by little bit on this healing kaupapa, because that's what we want to start being able to show people on this platform, showing this real stuff, because they haven't seen all of this yet. So it's like this 20 days or however many days until the hikoi is like, yeah, cool.
Or like 30.
You're gonna show the transformation in your content and how he's delivering his stuff, his tone and what he's saying and the messaging. So that stuff, hopefully, and then us doing our collab will hopefully open up a few more hearts and open up a few more minds, because I know people will be like,
hopefully we can fix a few bridges.
Hopefully.
Instead of burning bridges.
Hopefully we don't burn any more bridges. That's the biggest thing. Don't want to be burning
You're to
bridges
burn them
down.
to rebuild them.
Yeah, that's what I mean though, brother.
Yeah.
That's what I mean, cuz. You know?
Yeah.
And that's what,
That's
and like
true.
you said at the start, cuz, when you asked me, you know, about my whole shit, and I said about, you know, losing my family and all of that stuff, you know, like without all that happening, I'm not on this journey too, cuz. You know what I mean? Like, let's be honest, like, if I don't go through that whole journey of having to rebuild myself from, you know, losing my family because of my own dumb shit, I'm not.
And then
here.
it's like, just quickly, like, when you're at the other end of it, in hindsight, you're looking back and you're like, I needed to fucking go through that shit to be where I'm at today.
Yeah, that's right.
And you would even know that for where you are now, for what you've been through to what you're doing now, your purpose and your cause and your, you know, kaupapa and all that, bro. It's just, that's what I've learned anyway. Like, all the shit that you go through, it's for a purpose and it's for a reason.
Yeah.
And you think to yourself, okay, I'm going through this shit and I feel like shit. I feel depressed. I feel this way.
Yeah.
But what's the learning that I'm getting from this?
What's the lesson?
What's the lesson?
What's the lesson we're trying to be
for
taught?
you and not to you, sort of thing.
Yeah.
You know? And that's every. And just like Skye said, I want to echo the same thing, bro. I also grew up with a lot of love, you know, a lot of love, and you know, even my auntie loved me, as you know.
Yeah.
Nah, it's not funny. It's not funny.
Like, I don't know, you can make a joke of
It's
it.
not funny, eh? But it's because how he laughs it off, eh? And I'm just like, like, fuck, like you laugh because I'm like just about to crack one, like, not
But actually, I did grow up with a lot of love. Like I said, my koro was very loving. Even my mum, that's probably just like, that's the way that her father, like, not my koro, like, not her stepdad, but her actual father, very violent man to her, you know, and mine, you know, and so, like, you know, that's the love that they knew.
Yeah.
Was fucking bashful hidden, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it descends down with, like, everybody's unconsciously doing it, right? Because you don't wake up as a parent and go, fuck, I want to fuck my kids up and make them fucked up like me. No parent.
You're the cook this cunt out of you. Know?
But, you know, like, that's what happens. You naturally take whatever you've learnt or seen or what's been modelled to you and see that as normal, and then unconsciously you already have those traits, and then, like, fuck, like, I think of my girls and I'm so overprotective of them, and like when you're swearing, like I grew up with a lot of swearing. We swear all the time, and it's like, fucking hell, I shouldn't have fucking done that. But that's just the normal in my family. Like, but it's fucked because now, like, that shit will be trauma to my kids. And what I think is loving them is not fucking actually loving them. And it's just like, fuck. You don't grow up thinking that you want to fuck your kids up. But now, like, I've seen, even just thinking about it right now, sitting here, is like, fuck, I've done some damage to my kids without even knowing. And that shit fucking cuts deep as a parent.
Fucking if.
Because you're not, like, and us too, like, I think people don't really see probably so much the good side of him, but everybody's got it. And we weren't born angry fucking people. We weren't born an angry baby. I said that to my mum. I wasn't fucking born angry. And fucking, I know he wouldn't have been born angry.
Oh, I can't remember.
Yeah, but you know, like the anger and that comes
Yeah, so taught there. It's like
from that stuff.
Taught
And then if
behavior.
we don't make a cut to the behaviors that we are as parents to our own children and stuff that we've done, you're only going to realize that if you actually admit that you got a problem, right? People don't like to admit you were wrong or you've got something wrong with you. Nobody publicly outs yourself and says that stuff because everyone's too ashamed of the stigma that's going to sit with you, everybody gossiping, bring the drama, all of that shit. Being truthful, at least when you speak your truth, you know that fucking nobody else can hurt you anymore because you've said whatever you needed to say. And that's where I think, like, this dude in this kaupapa is gonna do so much good, even though people I know are gonna be watching at home on their phones like, fuck you, Skye, why are you fucking supporting this dude? He's fucking this, that, and other. I already can see it coming in my DMs. But at the end of the day, if you haven't sat and ate with him or you haven't sat and spent time with him outside of what his persona has been, then you can't really judge, right? So it's like, just give him a chance. Because if I'm giving him a chance wholly after, I was like, oh, nah, fuck, nah, I stopped watching your show. He's like, did you see this here? No. Fuck, did you see the blah, blah, blah? No. Oh, here, watch this. And I was like, ugh, I don't want to watch
I see
it.
it as like the shift of Shubz chaos to healing. You know, that's what it is in a way. Like, it's your shift from all the chaos.
And don't get me wrong, bro, like, even all that other stuff, because, like, you know, fuck, like, I'm also not on this journey without that, you know, without all the stuff. And also, fuck, you know, I still stand on business. If you're beautiful or if you take money from the people, bro, you're an idiot. But, you know, but at the same time, like, the delivery of the message and all that can be different. There's also, so that's what I'm trying to do is just switch the messaging up, bro, at the same time, and be the healing cuss, you know, or try be the vibe of the healing that I'm trying to seek, like, you know what I mean? Because I can just say, oh, let's heal, but then I'll be all shit, you know what I mean? You know?
Fake healing, Timu healing.
You know, but there's heaps of those, but like, like this means the world to me, because like she said, talking about the brokenness, like focusing on that broken little boy and then trying to heal that little boy and sitting with that little boy at different stages of his life that got him to where he is, and saying and realizing even that, like, oh, this is why this happens, or this is why I react that way. And then, okay, well, now how can I move differently? Now that I understand these things, how can I move differently? And, you know, in time, hopefully, in pursuing all of this, because I feel purpose driven in it. I don't feel there's not a big desire to do it, like, personally. Like, no, I'm not talking about my own healing journey. I'm talking like, I do desire to be better, but when it comes to, like, having fucking thousands of people look at you and trying to take photos and all of that, hell no. Fucking get away. You know what I mean? But how this actually, and I'm going to tell you this is another exclusive, so I won't say this in any content or anything. I'll say this right here first time. So I got my grandmother, her brother was a guy named Pumi Taituha, right-hand man to Te Atarangi Kahu, the Māori Queen, for about 30 years. I get a message once I revealed that was my nan's brother from this lady who said her father had followed me for a while because of my sexual abuse kōreros. And he didn't know why he had followed. He's wondering why he's following, like, he's like 60, 70, yeah? Wondering why he's following this bloody loudmouth Māori dude, you know? He's just like profanity and everything, you know, out the gate. He's wondering. And then when I revealed that, it made sense to him because that, like him and I, because my koro pumi actually looked after him through his sexual abuse stuff and helped him. So my nan's brother helped him through that, and he like just put him on a pedestal big time, which a lot of people have because I never knew him. He died just before I was born, and I grew up just knowing about him through my nan and through other people, and through, like, his son was one of my favourite uncles, my Uncle Ox, but yeah, I never knew him or met him. And anyway, I end up getting on a call with this chick, and then she puts her dad on. All three of us were having a yarn, him and his wife too, and doing a 3-way call. And then I say to him, I tell him the story of like this idea of trying to, you know, put all these things together. And then he says to me, there was no idea of having a hikoi or this hiding. It was just literally, why don't we go around to different maraes and try and bring the community together and have a conversation. That was the idea, but we didn't, like, it was like a pipe dream that we had thought of, right? Why don't we do this? And I told him about the idea, so we hadn't thought of this whole hikoi hiding yet. We just thought we should try and connect with some maraes and then bring people from the community together, have a feed, content it, see if we can get funding for it, you know, all of that kind of stuff. And then I have the yarn to the dad, and then the dad says about this toko. You know what a toko is? Mm. Yeah, so you know what it is?
Yes,
toko. Yeah. They're not his toko, but yeah.
Mine's a taiha.
Yeah. Oh, dude, taiha, yeah, that's why he's happy. Yeah, but anyway, so my koro. So I'm talking to the bro, and then he tells me about this toko that my koro pumi gave him 40 years ago, and sort of said to him that the day that on the toko there's a part that's not finished yet. It's not finished being carved. So when this part is meant to be filled in, you will know, he sort of says to him, and this is like 40 years ago. And he sort of told me, well, now's the time, boy, it's yours, come and get it. And I'm like, you know what I mean? In my head, I'm like, like, cool story, bro, but like, no thank you. You know, I'm like, no thanks. And then I'm just like, anyway, so I go to sleep that night after I've had this, and I'm buzzing out because I tell the team and that, you know, because we were already planning this other idea, but we thought it's going to be a bit of a distance before we get this happening. And then they're just like, wow, buzzing out. I fall asleep that night. And then my koro, the one that I talked about, my mum's stepdad, Te Anaru, the one that I'm named after, and my koro pumi both come to me in my dream. And again, not a heebie-jeebie dude whatsoever. Or that. You know, didn't even believe in affirmations like in your last year. And then, anyway, he come to me in my dream, and then they say to me, the healing that you seek, the next phase of it anyway, it begins at home, or it belongs at home, like with the people, and the people need healing too. And I look over and I see seas of people like marching, and I'm thinking, but it's not just Māori, it's all people. And I'm thinking, bro, I'm just the loudmouth Aussie dude, you know, they don't want to let that. Ain't nobody gonna march with me, you know what I mean? Or march. And then anyway, so I sort of brush it off, and then they say to me, some people choose leadership, but aren't meant to be leaders. Some people have leadership thrust upon them, and great leaders that have leadership thrust upon them, they choose. They choose whether they can run from whether they run from their calling, or whether or not to step into it. Now, like I said, the analogy of like the marae and how everyone plays different roles on a marae, you know, but not everyone does the same role, but they all work together. Now that you just got to think of it like that. This is your role in this journey, you know, and everyone else will play theirs. Shout out to Skye, got her role. But that's something they said to me. And anyway, I brushed that off. I go to sleep. I'll carry on my dream. And then I'm talking to the crew a couple of days later, and then this whole Ratana idea came up. And then I said, I'll meet you there. And then, because the bro Apirihama, he had already planned to walk from he didn't say Parliament at the time. After I floated the Parliament idea, he had told us that, because he lives close to it anyway, that was where he was going to walk from. So he had already planned to walk to Ratana and then walk to Waitangi himself for years. He'd been talking about it. But it's just that those journeys aligned, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then him saying that made me go, I'll walk from there too. And then it just turned into this whole thing. And yeah, so I guess it's become that whole thing that I said. They came to me in a sense. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird, but it is what it is. Yeah.
The prophet.
Nah. Stop the
Prophet.
Edit that out, please.
Prophet.
I do not consent to this.
You used to have good energy, so it's I know you're not a heebie-jeebie person, but
Yeah.
like the universe has put you to in a space for you to heal each other and just be there for each other. It's pretty beautiful.
Yeah, and create, I think too, and create.
Yeah, for
create
sure.
some cool thing.
Do something bigger.
Two very creative people who are very driven and very get things done.
Hearty.
Hearty too.
We'll go through our closing questions, but before get
you
to
sick
our
of us?
closing questions. Oh, you got more? You got more? Bring it. Got some more golden nuggets for us?
Closing questions hour later.
We're just like, oh, should we have said that? Ah, fuck it.
Run it. I stand by everything on this motherfucking platform. I did not have sexual relations with that woman. No.
Skye, I want to ask you, you probably already answered it. The hikoi you're about to go on the 19th of January. And your friends are gonna DM you, and you're big in the media field back home. Have you prepared yourself for the backlash and also, not that you need to explain yourself, this is the opportunity for you, for your reason why you've jumped on the waka?
Yeah. I know that there's going to be backlash, but for me, right now, I honestly think if this wasn't a cause, like we've helped I Am Hope, we walked in our gumboots. I was there with me, my mum, her partner, my daughters on their 15th birthday at midnight. We walked behind Mike King. He was so fucked. He had his gumboots on. He had two people on either side of them. This is in the dark in Mount Eden. Dark as no media was there. And I didn't go up to him and say, but we were there behind him, just like to support him on this kaupapa. And for people that know my personality, and very similar to his, is like, if I say something, it's fucking exactly how it happened. It's not a fabricated version or a dreamy fantasy prop that I wrote up and, wanted to act out. If people know and they've seen us on our journey, like for our brand KRS, they know that we koha back. They know that we've marched at the hikoi, that I've worked there, that I've done all of this. People that know us and actually loyal followers of us that still support us to this day since we started, those ones are the ones that I'm trying to tell my brain that I need to focus on. Because he mentioned it earlier, is that if you're really a friend, you will still love that person regardless if they're representing something. Like if he was a ped or something like that, then obviously I wouldn't even be standing by his side. But people stand by pedophiles' sides and murderers' sides and all of that. I'm choosing something that's, like you said, is going to heal me, is healing him, is healing a motherfucking nation. Like, why people would hate on that, and I have to get to that place of going, actually, I don't give a fuck. You can get fucked then, because you ain't the real. Because the real ones that know me, they just accept me as I am. And I've been like him in my life. Loud, drink to forget, all of those things, the party girl. I'm always the party vibe that everybody wants me to go to their party because I'm like hype everyone up, the hype girl, the hype chick that fucking, like it's going to be a vibe, the cousin's coming, fuck. Bring the energy, like I'm always that. So if people can't see me now at this stage and accept that I'm standing by something that I think is actually going to make a difference that nobody else I've seen do, then fuck, they're not for me, eh? And I've got to mentally prepare myself for that, to tell myself, you know what? Fucking it's okay. I've got to listen to my own advice because I'm the blocking queen. You fuck me, that's it, you're done. Block, block, block. Phones, fucking Facebook, Instagram, I don't give a fuck. I'll cut your ass off and I'll tell you in your face. Like, I have no qualms when people are like, oh, have you got a problem with me? I'll fucking say it straight out. Yeah, I do. and not give any more attention to that, because my attention too of where it goes leading up to this, of trying to help him, trying to help the team, trying to navigate what this looks like. I need to keep my own self safe, my wairua safe. Me being okay with things, I have to tell myself, like, you're doing a fucking good thing. Because that inner critic that many of us live with, that tells you, oh, fuck, who do you think you are? Who do you know, like that shit that everybody has when you're stepping into something new, when you can pull yourself down faster than anybody can. That's the shit that I've got to stop on this healing journey and be able to just say, you know what, get fucked. Like, next, you either want to talk to him or you don't. You better fucking change your tone. Don't come at me with your ratchet shit, because you won't be talking to him. I'll fucking make sure of it. You know, it's like, I can still be a cunt too. I'll bring that energy all motherfucking day. Try and come at me, because I'll run your ass over. Like, I'm not here to fucking try and bring the drama. Like you said, you don't like drama? I honestly don't like it, but I feel like because of the image and stuff that I've had, like,
I think people probably think you do, until they get to sit with you and be like, oh, babe, like, vlog all that shit out, you know? I reckon people probably do think because you are the hype lady, and obviously even me, like being the hype, like being a hype king myself, like, you know, uplifting the people, like that's all
trying
comes out of that all comes out of that trauma that we spoke about at the start.
Always want to make people feel good.
Yeah, but at the same time, people probably think, like, even though I can slay it in drama, like, but also to me, like, all of that shit that I did, that isn't actually drama, it's the fucking truth. You know what I mean? Like,
and
it's actually
not
truth.
Fabricated.
It's not fabricated motherfucking shit. I just did it in a dramatic way to make people watch.
And that's why I was drawn to you and followed you, because I'm not into the drama, but you speak the truth. And that's why I jumped on there, and that's why I follow you, and that's why I reached out to you. That's why you're here. Like, I wanted you
grateful for that,
and to share your message of healing.
I was really thankful for you sharing what you did today. Must be pretty hard that you haven't spoken about it before. So thank you for sharing it with us.
Thank you for making us feel like we can sit, because I'll never just share shit with people that I've never met before. And him too. I was like, you know, we were like, oh, should we, should there be stuff we don't say and whatever? And I was like, nah, I could tell straight away the second I walked into your fellas' whare. You both have big smiles and loving energy, and I feel like that's what I give. He gives that too. And I was like, oh, okay. They were sitting in the couch and just having a few crack-ups, and just from your guys' energy made me feel safe. And I'm like, this is a part of my healing too, saying some of this shit.
Definitely.
Saying some of this shit and standing there and knowing that when people see it, they're going to be like, fuck, I never knew, blah, 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 all of that stuff. I was like, I don't need anyone's sympathy, I don't need the sympathy, not saying from you, but from people when they see this. They're like, you know, naturally want to help people and fix people. I'm the only one that can help myself. He's the only one that can help himself. But collectively as a group to stand, we will all feel fucking like we're superwoman, superman that time, that hour, that minute, and the avalanche that's going to come from these hurt people to being semi-healed or partially healed, however much, we don't know the fucking percentage that it's going to heal someone, but the difference that it made, especially if someone was wanting to end their lives, or they were so down and out that they came to this walk and then go away with their tires pumped up. Fuck, if people were hating on you because you're doing that, they ain't your people,
You're going to feel so much lighter getting rid of those people. Like, it's going to be hard for you to face people like that. We've all done it. But when you weed out those people that aren't supposed to be with you, you're going to feel so much better.
Well, sometimes you don't even have to weed them out. They'll just fall off themselves. They weed themselves out.
Feel free. No. Get motherfucking weeding. Get that weed cutter, bitch. Cut up their grass.
But, you know, there's all different versions of ourselves, you know, and we can activate the version we want anytime. Whether it's the hype up Skye, the healing of Schubz, or the chaos or like aggression of
the chaos.
The aggression
yeah.
of the two tornadoes sitting here, and people
Yeah.
like, oh.
Yeah, but it's just about, we all have that version of different versions of
Yeah.
ourselves, and we can activate any one version
any time.
at any time, So don't mistake me for being too kind or too loving.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
You know,
right,
Yeah,
brother.
like
and
that,
walk
yeah.
over you like you're
Yeah.
trash.
Yeah,
Like-
Or
like-
talk to
yeah.
you like you're trash.
Like,
Yeah.
I get what you're saying, because at the same time as like when we talk about stepping into the man Martel or whatever, or the
Yeah.
growing up, Martel, that also chaos still exists. Like,
Yeah.
don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
Still keen to put money through your face if you've been doing it.
Fuck me
Like,
too.
you know
I'm
what I
there
mean?
all
Like,
day. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever, And
But
that's
we're
not-
not trying to
and that's not
activate
trying to-
that
and
dormant
that's not-
volcano.
But that's not like on time. It's just like I'll stand up for myself
Yeah.
and my people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wherever I am all day.
Yeah.
But also, we can push pause on that button
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah,
A lot of times,
yeah.
off.
Yeah, hard. Yeah. And Skye, how you just saying before that you're not after sympathy from your friends or people, I think just in support, just reaching out saying I love you, aroha. That's it. You don't have to say, oh, I'm here for you or whatever. I think just like I've seen what you said. I love you. I think that's a mean way to support someone without going too in depth into it.
Because
Yeah.
that's what people do,
Yeah,
and they
yeah.
think that they got a free right to come at you with whatever's on their mind. And then when you really dive down deep into why, it's because people are insecure, or you're rising up, or you're doing this, and fuck, who do you think you are? Like that type of energy. People always try and shut it down, So if I did get a message that said I love you no matter what, and I
Yeah.
got you, like
That's the
that
real
would
one.
Yeah.
that
That's the realest.
Yeah.
that would mean the world.
Shout out to all those I love yous that are going to hit Skye's DMs right now. We're manifesting those.
I love you all back. And
Yeah.
all of you know I love your asses till the end of this earth.
Yeah, that's
and
it.
I've always been
Fucking
that
hell.
person. And so many people have felt that love, and people always like find me intimidating.
See you on the
because I am
19th
that.
of January.
See you on the 19th. But that messaging,
Yeah.
I don't want any sympathy or people to thing, and I really don't want to hear, because if I see that it's this long as corridor, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to block that shit. Happily.
man.
Gonna block it, because I've got to stay
You gotta
fucking
protect
in
your
my
energy.
lane, got to protect my energy, try and protect everybody's energy. So it's like not buying into that. But that's easier said than done, right? Because I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you want to bring fire to me, babe? Fuck, I'm ready to go. But I've got to channel
But
that
it's just
energy
about letting that go.
and put it
Let
in
them-
another direction,
yeah.
or just block it so that it's not there, because you replay that stuff over and over in your head if you give it the time. And that's something that I've really been trying to talk with him about, is don't give them the time of day, because not
Yeah.
everyone is worth your reply, not everyone is worth your energy, and especially if it's bad energy.
Preacher.
If you're like, everybody's like, whoa, I'm like, that's not. And you're like, oh yeah.
Not
And you
anyone-
instantly see
yeah.
the shoulders drop, hey. But you need people like us that are so fucked up that we actually acknowledge that each other is fucked, so we know, like, we can see the signs and come at it at a way that we're not talking down, fucking speaking like shit to each other. We realize and stop and pause. When people like us, we normally don't pause. You're just all the way gung-ho, fucking 0 to a million real quick. And the consequences come afterwards. Now we're both at a stage. He was even telling me on the way here, he was like, trying to crack a joke and saying something to shift my mind from my dad's brother that's coming over with some important news. And I'm like, tell me what it is. And he's like, no, I need to tell you in person. And I was like, it's my papa. So I was like anxious and I wanted to come here. If he's wanted to talk to me, like I wanted to come was the best wairua. And I was feeling anxious and I was like fucking tapping, like, and he's like, played a stupid fucking thing on his phone. And I'm like, ugh. But it actually made me pause, stop in my fucking tracks. And I can't just be the one making him pause and be like, oh, nah, don't put that, or don't say that, or don't do that. It's actually listening too, because I can't be strong and fierce and all of these badass things if I'm not listening to those signs, because the universe tries to give us signs our whole lives. But I feel like I've blocked it out for my whole life. And I feel like I'm a fast learner, but in that sense, fucking slowest learner ever. Now I'm actually at the reality, like, this is a big thing. Fuck, everybody needs to be modeling that and trying to tap into the best version of you to face this next big thing. Because yes, it's all peaceful and that, but all the shit that people don't see, the DMs, the ratchet shit, the stink vibes, all of that stuff, that's gonna come hard and fast, and we gotta be prepared mentally to be able to be a front face, be in support of him and the team that they've created, and try and protect our little puna of people.
So cool, so excited.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
man,
bro, I wish I could be there.
Yeah.
In person, physically,
cool.
but yeah, my
Wairua brother.
For sure.
But in saying that, and I'm going to put this out to all my whānau back home. Selena, Alkington, I know you're in Wellington, and your daughter, Henakawa, you're in Wellington. Jump on the hikoi, jump on the waka. All my whānau in Hamilton.
Anyway.
Try and get down there for it. Jump on board,
Shout
whānau.
out to Church College.
Yeah. Church. So we'll go to our closing questions. There's one from me and then one from Renz.
Yep.
Mine is, and I'll use both answer individually.
Yeah, ladies first.
Yes. Skye, the question is, what is the meaning of life for you?
Oh, that's deep as meaning of life. If I was to look at it like as a healed version of me, like fully healed, I would say that it is about loving yourself and being able to know that the things that happen to you are not your fault, to get the fucking help and be okay with that, and living your life to the best with your family, being, truthful, all of those things for me. Like, money is great to have, right? I've made shitloads of money. He's made shitloads of money before. We've made some good coin. The money isn't it. It's the how you give back and how you give back to yourself. I truly feel like if you're healed and you're open to healing, that to me would be the true meaning of life, because with that, you know that you're doing the best effort that you can to be the best version for your kids, for your partner, for your grandparents, for your parents. And that's something that I wish that I could have had that as a younger me. If I was my younger me before I was sexually abused, I wish I could have had this older me tell me, you're gonna be okay. You're gonna do some good shit in your life. Those things. It's like knowing that we have to love ourselves, love each other. I suppose it's the aroha, the aroha for yourself. The forgiveness too for the people that have done us wrong, because that shit causes cancer, it causes aneurysms, it causes so many things that are fucked. It's like that aroha, if you can find love and, like we've talked about, learn from those lessons and those mistakes. That's the real meaning of life. Let go. Love hard, love 100. That's always my thing, love 100. I think that'll be it. Yeah.
Kia ora.
Love that.
Shubz.
What's up, brother? Not gonna have
Question.
What's the
What
question?
is the meaning to life for you?
What's the meaning to life? The meaning to life to me is a journey. It's full of lessons. I think you don't have all the answers when you start, but you may never ever acquire all the answers. I think the meaning to life is going through mistakes, falling over, getting back up, and continuing to apply those lessons sooner the better to try and get to that next level. I think life's a journey in the sense that when we are born, the only thing that is promised is death. Now everything else that happens in between is a fill-in. It's whatever life throws at us and how we handle those obstacles and how we can choose to uplift, we can choose to do negative things, we can choose to stay in cycles and never ever learn and never ever try to heal. I think life is a journey in the sense that we are brought into this world and people would say, you know, why did I win the race out of all the sperms to get there? But for some reason we're here. Whether you agree, well, whether you think gods exist or not, you've ended up here for some kind of purpose. And for me, my purpose, I believe, is to be a light for people. To be a light for people who are in the dark, from whether it's trauma, whether it's just people who just can't talk, who don't have a voice. It's being a voice for people, being a voice for people who have no voice, who are lost, who are trodden on, who are disenfranchised, who are treated like they're nothing, who were treated like pieces of shit, by giving them not only a voice, but a face to say, I see you, I hear you, and I'm willing to talk to you, no matter if you're the richest motherfucker in the world or you're the poorest person monetarily, because there's different kind of riches. There's riches in wealth. There's also riches in spirit, you know. There's riches in aroha. Yeah. And I'm just someone that's done a lot of dumb shit and trying to heal all their dumb shit and learn from all their dumb shit and become a better version and not continue their dumb shit. So the meaning to life, it's a multifaceted answer, but simple. It's a journey.
Kia ora. Love that.
Cool. Thank you. If your younger self was listening to this, what would you tell them?
You go first.
Well, there's so many younger versions of myself, you know. If I'm talking to the baby that was born to a teenage mother and I go sit there and speak to him, I'll just let him know that he is loved and that it's not your fault what you may endure, but and that your mum doesn't even know what to do. Your dad doesn't know what to do. They do love you, but the love that my dad knew was a father that beat him, you know what I mean? And a mother that was beaten, and also being the oldest sibling of all his siblings, and then trying to live up to the standard, you know, of a control freak father. And I love my grandfather, don't get me wrong. Your mother was raped and beaten, and she's only there for any kids. So go easy on them. Go easy on them there, and understand that they don't have all the answers, just like you don't now, talking to yourself at 34 years of age. If I was to talk to me, who was being showed love by my auntie at, 5, 6, 7 years old, showed the kind of love that is, how to eat pussy and all of that kind of bullshit, being raped, molested, that's not love. That's not love, bro. And your life doesn't have to revolve around pleasuring women. Your life, your value in life doesn't exist in becoming a god to women in the bedroom. That's not something that you should ever have to worry about or ever have to want or desire or think that this is all I'm here for. Because what happens is those women then become fucked up themselves and you're going to leave them very hurt. So you doing that is bleeding on them and cutting them. If it was, say, angry teenage me that smashed up Destiny Church, I would just say, brother, you've moved so much in your life, and trust is not something that you have anymore, if you ever did have it. And understand that trust is because you've moved so much, you knew that nothing would ever last. But some good things are out there if you're open enough to receive them. But you have to put the walls down and allow that healing to take place, my brother. One of those things start with your mother. Being able to let go of what she did to you. You said and allowed her to beat you and allowed you to her to choke you and allowed her to belittle you and speak words to you like you're nothing, you're ugly, you can't sing, you're this, you're that. And those words have reigned through your brain now, and they'll still reign through your brain until you're 34 years of age. And until you start to let go of them. But you have an opportunity, brother, to did that now. Before you become a man and start to destroy people's lives. Including your own children. Now you won't destroy them through the same abuse that you suffered, but in a sense you will, because absence will grow. Your children will go months, if not years, without seeing you. And you only have yourself to blame. If I talk to myself, a year ago, 2 years ago, before all of this stuff happened, I'd say, brother, you are not prepared for what is about to take place in all aspects. And the fact that you hardly see your children, the fact that you have to face all your demons more than you ever have, but not face them like you do before. You just face them and laugh at them and look at the arrow, pull it out your chest, laugh at it and put it back in your chest. But now you got to face it and actually release that arrow and heal that wound. And it's going to be the hardest shit you've ever seen. It's not like Instagram, bro. Healing isn't like Instagram, where everybody's kumbaya, little breath work on the beach and you're all better. Healing is fucking sitting there with the ugliest parts of you, the ugliest person that you became, the parts that you hate the most, the parts that people hate, and sitting with him and having a conversation and telling the bro that he doesn't serve you anymore. His time is done. But you're also going to have to embark this journey alone for a bit. And you'll meet people along the journey that'll help, and you'll help them. But this is your journey alone to do in yourself. And what comes from everything else, whether you live to see another year or you don't, just know that living for the purpose that you're living for is much greater than you. And may your grandchildren look at you and say, "Ma koro stood for something." May your babies say, "Even though my dad might have passed away or gave his life for this cause, it's something that no other man did, or no other people were willing, but him and his friends were willing to do." And to my babies, no matter what happens on this journey, I love you. Kyrie boy, pretty girl, Zaire, and Cody girl. It's not your fault that your dad wasn't there of late. It's not your fault that you may not get to see me if that's the case. But I love you, and I just want you to know that Daddy never stopped thinking about you. And everything I do in my journey is for you fellas. Yeah, that'll do. Fuck, there's enough of this shit.
Thank you, my bro.
Kia ora, my bro. Aroha. You're
We love
on the
you.
right. There's the pathway that you're creating your journey, and there's light on that path, and where that journey and pathway takes you, you own that pathway, my bro. So aroha to you, my bro. Cheers.
Just sitting here, like listening to that before I say that, is like, this is the side that the rest of the world doesn't see. This is the side of him that's actually doing the work and walking the talk. And this is the real stuff So when people watch this and they see this is the real him trying to heal, and that's what all of us are trying to do. But big mahi to this fella, as much as he can be a class clown and mock heaps of things and all of that stuff, like this is why it's so important that our little kaupapa, or each little piece of that, you know, that you put into the kete to help this movement with the team that they've all organised, it all helps, and this is real. You can't fake this shit. This is real emotions for people that are broken. And when you say heal the nation, it's meaning heal the whole team, heal him too, So just mihi to Martel for being vulnerable, being able to share that stuff, because this is the side that, you know, with my role trying to help him, is I want people to see this. Not every single side of it, but I want them to see the shift that he is making for this kaupapa. Because it's real, it's raw, and it cuts deep, aside from the laughs and the all of that stuff, you know. And that, ana mihi to that, to you for doing that. Because everybody wouldn't be on this kaupapa or backing you if you weren't vulnerable in the first place. So I'm so proud of you. Like, you know, doing your healing and watching him transition is just like, it's a beautiful thing to see, because there's a million other Martels in New Zealand that need to go through the same journey. Whatever stage people are at, it's taking that first step and acknowledging, fuck, I fucked up. But not letting it take over your lives like it has ours for so long, that you be so broken and can never be fixed, because everyone can be fixed. It's taking the time to sit with your fucked upness, sit with it, acknowledge it, and then try and repair, like what he's doing, like what I'm trying to do. We're all trying to repair our own selves so we can be a better version out there for the world, for whoever we work with. And if I had to look at or tell my younger self a message, I think, like, fuck, what do you say to a kid that's been through so much stuff? It's grief of losing your dad. Like, you got to prepare yourself. You're going to lose the one protector in your life. You're going to be okay. Don't get into the drugs. Don't drink to forget. Don't do that. Don't listen to what your mind tells you. Don't listen to what other people are trying to shut you down because you're too much. Don't believe that. Because you're where people think you're too much. Other people see the value in you and just love your ass like till the death. And that's the same energy. It's like, keep being yourself and don't let this consume you, because it's going to make your life so much harder. And know that speaking up and using your voice when you're fearful of people that threaten or say they're going to do this to your family, if you ever speak up about what's happened, all of that stuff. Speak your truth. Tell someone you trust. And know that you're a good person. You were born a good person. You were born a good soul. And no matter what happens in your life, you're going to get through this. That's probably the stuff that I would say to my younger self. There's so many more things we could say to ourselves because there's so much damage, like damage control. But the main thing is that us as us adults can try and change now so that we can be better for our kids. We can have better messaging. We can have better open conversations. I literally just texted my daughters this morning, even before knowing what this was going to end up being on the podcast, saying, you know what, if you're, because some stuff happened, lots of stuff has happened, why we're here that people don't really know about. But like knowing that no matter what you're feeling, if you can't let go of that now, it's going to destroy you like it has done Mama. And I'm trying to say to you, the counselling and the stuff that we all need to do as a family to do this, it doesn't feel like it's going to help, but I'm telling you. It's like I'm speaking to my younger self through them, texting them that message to say you got to let go, otherwise you're going to hold on to it and the stuff is going to eat you up. So much that we can say, It's really not just saying it. We want to action that, Actioning it.
Robert, thank you.
Yeah, me to that.
Nah, stuff you out, dumb question.
How are you guys feeling? I just want to say thanks so much for being here. You guys are awesome. Just like your energy, your love. I'm so excited for what you guys are going to do in the future. I'm so honoured and so grateful that you guys are here with us. And I'm just excited to see what happens. But just all my love to you both. Thank you for sharing and being vulnerable and truthful.
Great baby.
Yeah, I don't know how I can follow that. But, thank you for both your time and your love and your aroha. And it's been a great afternoon with you. I love it. Yeah, just you being vulnerable and sharing everything that you have shared today. And I know that's a big thing to let go and do that. Yeah, we'd love to do a follow-up from after the hikoi.
Yeah, sounds good, brother.
And see how that goes. And I'll be watching it hard, your journey over there, and a really tautoko, the kaupapa.
Yeah,
love what you're doing, Shubz and Skye and on the team there and on the waka.
Squad, man.
So just want to give my love and support. Thank you. Love yous both.
Yeah, love you, my
I'm glad that I met yous and we've got a relationship now. And I love that. Yeah.
Relationship. Tuesday, January 19th.
January 19th. That's it. We out.
Parliament, cause we out.
Laters.
Later, Bo.
See you there. What day?
January 19th.
Let's go.
Monday.
You're hiding in plain sight. A mask of
Is there anything else you guys want to...
I want to plug.
Yeah.
Oh, I just want to shout out to my cousins. No.
Shout out to my media bros that are going to be doing some work and you just don't know it. Love you, my brother.
But again, I just want to echo again that like this kaupapa like come from not just myself, me, my brother Apere, and my sis Karina, auntie Hey, and my cousin Cole. Like those are the pillars of this thing. So shout out to them and shout out to Skye for wanting to jump on board and help me, especially when as you've heard through that whole journey, whole podcast, a lot of her friends might not be fans of me, but hopefully now, get your pom-poms ready, guys.
Hey, calm it down.
The hope Shubz is out.
I'm like, cut that.
No, but actually, January 19th, Steps of Parliament, we go on a journey where we turn our backs to Parliament and walk, not in an overthrow the government kind of protest, but in a leaving it behind and understanding that to heal as individuals and heal together, you can do some cool things no matter the colour, no matter the creed. Let's share food, let's plant trees, let's connect and let's teach each other our cultures, our languages. It's all about Iwi Whakamahu, heal the nation. See you there, Burning Bridges podcast, baby.
Cheers.
That's cool. Thank you.
Let's get a photo before we forget.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you really do that?
Just in front of the...
I just do a selfie here.
We do a selfie?
Yeah.
Just in front of the...
Oh, yeah.
Shubz takes the stage and it's your final show. The world knows your name.
Hey, I'm Shubz and I'm here with my manager Skye, and this is Burning Bridges. Bridges, eh?
Yeah, Burning
Bridges.
Bridges.
Hey, all right. Burning Bridges. Sure, I'm Shubz and this is Burning Bridges podcast. Here with my manager Skye.
Kia ora.
Sure. Now do it again, eh? That was gay, eh?
If you want.
You can do it again if you want.
Just do a clap.
I'll do a clap. Oh, you go. You do a stage one, see.
Yeah, the ones. You do it.
Okay. Done. Yeah. Okay. Cheer, I'm Schubz, and you're listening to Brenda's. Wow, what the fuck is going on?
Script. Oh no.
I just like fuck get off the cuff this whole burning bridges shit. Not the burning bridges, but it's the whole. I think you know. No. I don't like thinking. I don't like thinking. I don't like
cool for
thinking.
the
I just like
bloopers.
talking. Yeah.
Hey, the blooper reel.
Yeah, blooper reel, G. Don't put the gay in there. I'll lose all the gays. Yeah. Now, cheer, it's Schubz, and you're listening to Burning Bridges podcast. Okay.
Or you've been introducing me this whole time. Do it again.
Right. Yeah. Ready? I'm Schubz, and you're watching Burning Bridges podcast. Oh, watching. I say watching. Oh, no, you are watching it.
Oh, watching and listening.
Does it go audio too?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Spotify.
Okay, Spotify.
Yeah.
And YouTube.
Do you want one of those plugs? One of
Yeah,
those
bro.
tags?
Yeah.
Watch it on Spotify, YouTube, everywhere.
Yeah, bro. Go hard.
Alright, then, cheer, I'm Schubz, and you're listening to Burning Bridges podcast. You can get it everywhere you get podcasts. Here with my manager Skye too.
Kia ora.
That'll do, yeah, surely.
Yeah. Okay, now
Oh, sorry.
fellas can sing a waiata.
So they're not picking me. So they're not
Right,
picking me.
Yeah, I